with no time to
At
spare.
6 p.m. is when I clicked join call.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, right on time. And I want a big shout out to, I actually forgot to ask for her name, but the lady at Walmart who ran around looking for my package when they said it wasn't there and all this stuff, she like saved my day, because otherwise I'd still be sitting around waiting. And I bugged her for like 30 minutes, but finally she came through, found my PS5. It's in that box right behind me. You can't see yet, but you'll see in a minute.
Which we should probably cue the cat, right?
Cue the cat.
Go ahead and cue the cat, because I want to say happy PS5 release day to Game_us, Scobie Man, the Game Cat, Owen Evans, Johnny Wright, Papa Stray Cat, Kenneth R, Twitcher, the single player Game Cat, Mr. Bongberg, hello. The Game Cat in the chat, hello, says Fluffy Bunny. Scheme KOS, Robbie B, the English Game Cat, so posh, so proper.
And so
Todd.
AJ, he's so very AJ these days.
So AJ, Todd,
Yeah, he looks just like it.
Game Cat. Wait, I'm sorry, Game Cat. Hibsy, Cat. Hibsy, the Game Cat. Genetic blasphemy. How many genetic blasphemy? Wait, why is everyone speaking in sentences? I don't know.
Why is everyone speaking in sentences? Stop it.
They're breaking up their sentences with one thing. But anyway, Delirium Drew VR, hello, Fat Boy Vernon, Virtual Slayer Cat in the house, Ace Bill, Just Incredible, Jason Ewing, Darth Vader, Lord Vader in the house, Proud Dog, hello, Joe Mojo, the Death Metal Game Out, Mikey Sensei, Glacius Dreams, TJ Silverlake, Woody the Bluebird, Bell Romeo the Game Cat, another mod in the house, Nick Coles, David, Andrew Bailey, Gabriel 004, the Game Cat with the license to meow, Gyson fist bump to you. Welcome, everybody.
License to meow. I like that.
That's fantastic.
Meow, 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 meow.
This is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We bring it to you live. I got to tell you, it almost didn't happen tonight, man. We can't wait to tell you about everything that's been going on over here, over there, and way over there. All day long. We've got tons of stories to tell you. I can't believe we're actually sitting here right now on PlayStation 5 launch day. This is super crazy exciting.
Pretty exciting.
Haven't had enough coffee yet. My name's Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole, and the guys to my right, the boys, Dave from Dave Station VR.
Yeah, good. Always with the rev. I love it. I hope someday we do come up with a new thing for me, a little shtick, you know.
You don't like the revving of the chainsaw?
It's really exciting.
VR?
It gets me revved up. But
chainsaw VR.
Actually, side note, the Wolf Craze $50 tip says, "Hey yo, what's up, Wolf Craze? Thank you so much, man."
We played with Wolf Craze, man. We played with Wolf Craze on the Albo beta day. Hell yeah! Thank you so much, man. He says, "Hey yo," that's it. Well then, hey yo, right back. Thank you so much.
Right back at you, my friend.
We love you.
So yeah, for me, like they said, I just got back from Walmart. That's the PS5. I will unbox it live here amongst ye, and yeah, I'm excited.
And AJ. That guy on the far right hand side of the screen is AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, guys? So, as you may have noticed, I've got a little bit of a new setup. I'm in a little bit of a transitional period in with my studio, so bear with me. I'm gonna get more stuff going in the background, but hey, check out this shiny PS5 box.
Hey, I hope it's empty, because the way you're holding it, you must be really strong. If it's a heavy box, guys. Pretty heavy.
Both are applicable.
That's awesome.
Real quick to Kyle Connect, who says, "Dave, that shirt is fire, bro." Actually got this from my dad. He was like, "It doesn't fit me anymore." I was visiting, and I was like, "That's a cool ass shirt. I'll take it. It's perfect." Thanks, Dad.
Excellent. Shout out to Ash VR with a $5 donation. Said, "This better be a good one." I mean, no promises. No promises.
It's going to be a train wreck, but we're going to do our best.
Let me tell you why it's going to be a good one. Is because we're all here together. Not only the three of us, but all of you guys out there. Because it just wouldn't be an awesome PlayStation celebration day if we couldn't do it together. God, I'm so hyper today. I'm like, just like everything's firing on all cylinders. I'm thinking about words and then actually coming out of my mouth. It's crazy.
These guys at 10 a.m. were texting me, blowing up my phone. "It's Christmas. It's Christmas, Dave." And I'm like, well, I don't have mine yet, so I'm going back to sleep. It's like, stop texting me all excited. I'm not excited
Christmas,
yet.
Man, I felt like today was Christmas. Like, I felt like last night was like Christmas again, and I just didn't want to go to sleep. but I knew I had to because Santa wouldn't come until I went to sleep.
That's a stupid rule, man. I like as a grown up, quote unquote. I want to stay up and wait for Santa to get here, and then party with Santa. I was like, why does he have to do this thing all by himself? Why can't it be like this celebration, man? Everyone should be up on Christmas night, high fiving Santa, fist pumping,
giving him special cookies and stuff.
Totally, all sorts of special cookies and brownies, whatever makes the night go by faster. It's a long night, dude. All right, guys. Real quick, I think we need to do a little housekeeping. Make sure you join our Discord. The link is in the description below. That's where this conversation happens 24/7. Rainbow Guy says, Dave, looking like a Lord of the Rings character. I think that's a compliment. Oh. I think that's a compliment. Your beard is fucking out of control.
I don't remember that shirt. I don't remember that shirt in Lord of the Rings.
I snagged it off a guy from the film crew in New Zealand.
Robbie B, the English Game Cat, with the $2 donation saying, damn AJ, with a new setup, gotta make a new intro.
Oh yeah, man. I'll keep changing it too. This is gonna evolve even more. I need to get better lighting. I need to get a lot of things ironed out. I'm in a brand new room, but I have a lot more space for gaming, and unfortunately, I have less space than I did before for GAMESCAST. So
it is weird. I don't know if it's the PlayStation 5 box or that I can see the corner of the room, but it does look like you're kind of squished in there a little bit.
Well, I think the other thing is I feel like we're looking down on you like a little more than usual because there's not fancy PlayStation stuff behind your head.
That helps actually.
To point at. That's better. I like that. That's a good setup. We both got our Moss posters here too. Look at that matching.
That's the good thing. Yeah, I know. It's like you look behind me and there's like a portal to another dimension right there.
Yeah, Darkwing Chuck out on my side over here.
Darkwing Chuck the Game Cat Rare says it's not a compliment if the character's Gollum. Sorry, you know how long it took me to start saying Gollum for the PS4 game, and now I say it all the time.
I got to lose some weight if I'm going to look like Gollum, man.
Gollum. Anyway, join our Discord, man. The Discord has been fucking popping off non-stop lately. Every time I'm on, it doesn't matter what time it is. It's just like I can't even keep up. I've got notifications that I can't even find. When people are like, "Hey, they tagged me," and I was like, "I don't even know, man." It's like fucking 3 hours ago. I can't even find when people tag me. But make sure you join it, man. It's like this is where we hang out.
Yeah, absolutely.
What other housekeeping we need to take care of before we get the show started, guys? Anything good? Anything important?
Can't think of much. I mean, we could do a should we or shouldn't we?
We should probably do that.
I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Well, then, real quick, Darth Vader, the Game Cat, with a $5 donation. You know, we don't need your money, my friend. But he says, happy PlayStation 5 Day, gentlemen. Hope to get mine before my 2-week vacation in December. I hope so.
Yeah, man. No, this thing was expensive. Go ahead. Feel free to tip all you want, man. I'm
actually
broke.
So, real quick, right before that, good sick burn in the chat. Glacier Stream says, I've always looked down on AJ, so it seems the same to me.
Oh.
Zing.
Let me have it. Okay. Let me have it. I can take it.
That is pretty ridiculous.
When you're on YouTube long enough, your skin gets a lot thicker.
Yeah.
And the thicker the skin, the higher you rise. So
we joke because we love. We kid because we enjoy. I just made that.
I feel like there should have been a third part to it.
I
can come up with something. Well, sure. Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, then, guys, I feel like before we get the show started, where we talk about PlayStation 5 games and PlayStation VR on PlayStation 5 and all sorts of different things related to PlayStation 5 launch day and other PSVR related stuff, we should start the show the way we begin every show with a little game of should we or shouldn't we. When we put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter, the way that Jeremy likes it. And it's our time down here to tell you out there, the loyal game cats, whether you should or should not be playing in or watching, in or doing the things that we've been playing in or watching and or doing.
Yes.
Sure, real quick here.
You got it.
That we give Jim Perona a shout out. $5 donation says, loving our new used PSVR haul. And thanks again for all you do. I saw Jim Perona's tweet on Twitter. He had I think he had Move controllers, an aim controller, the PSVR headset, a bunch of games, and he just all
not
second
just a
hand,
bunch of games. He nailed
all
it,
the
man.
best games.
He had Astrobot, Blood and Truth. He had like Skyrim, Resident Evil 7, something like that. Like
you can tell he's been getting good advice from somewhere.
I don't know where that
Couldn't
would
be us,
but you should definitely subscribe to this channel.
Yeah.
If you downloaded Immortal Legacy, then we know that you've been listening.
Oh God, you didn't listen to me then. Jeez. Okay, so
all right, 6 seconds up on the clock. Who wants to go first?
I'm ready to go.
Excellent. On your mark, get Des. Go.
All right, so I haven't had a chance to do any of the fancy PS5 stuff yet. Obviously, it's sitting back there in a box. inside another box. But I did get to play the new Yakuza game. I've always liked those a lot, but this one kind of changes it up. There's a turn-based RPG system now, so it feels a lot more like Persona or something, like the UI and the way you play. And there's a new main character. So if you guys have played Yakuza before, it's like still the same kind of thing. It's still, there's mini games everywhere. There's a bunch of weird, creepy side quests and crazy characters and all this. And it's pretty much just a soap opera, like it always is, with a few things in between. But it's pretty well done from what I've played so far. And I think if you're into Yakuza, it's like a nice change of pace. So I would definitely recommend it. And there is a free PS5 upgrade if you get the PS4 version, but it's not until like March of next year, I think. But it is included. So I would say definitely if that's your thing. I know there's a ton of people that like Yakuza games. I enjoy it. It's good. Go play it. That's
nice. Excellent. Does I was just talking to Mr. Sonic, I feel like, about that in the Discord. Saying it feels like, from an outsider perspective, that there's so many Yakuza games. Sorry, sirens on my end. Because they keep re-releasing the old ones, like in HD versions or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it feels like it's constantly a new Yakuza game. And now it's like,
but this is because it's so successful. It's like if you got into a TV show and there were seasons of it. That's how I feel about Yakuza, because a lot of it is really consistently the same, but just a little different stuff happens. But it's like settling into an old, thing that you know what to expect and enjoy, and it's always kind of pretty much the same. And you can jump in anywhere. You could start with 0, you could start with 6, you could start with 7. It doesn't really matter.
I started with number 1. I only played one,
smart guy.
Part of 1, and I think all of 3, and I don't think I've played any more since then. Real quick, we got Deej the Pumpkin Patch Kid with the £2. You keep throwing me off on this, Dave. Donation saying, AJ, aka God Cannon, that Saints and Sinners poster is fire, fire, fire.
Thank you, man. Saints and Sinners, the game is fire, fire, fire. Mm-hmm. If you haven't played it yet, make sure you go play it because it's amazing.
We also got Bell Ramio, the Game Cat, with the €5.49 donation, says, guess you didn't spend much time, so add-on should we is BTS pack on Beat Saber. Great addition, also with Little Jin and the others flying around. It sounds like Bel Ramio knows his BTS. He actually can name different. There's 7 people in that boy band. I'm assuming all boys, but I don't know. And he actually was able to name one. So I guess Bel Ramio knows more about BTS than I thought he would have. And we also want to give a shout out to a Hobbit Game Cat, who we don't. I feel like I used to see his comments all the time, and it's good to see that you're still out there, man. With the £5 donation, I'm normally a lurker, but on PS5 day. Oh, but PS5 day. Hi, fellow cats. So
hell yeah, man.
Coming out of the woodwork.
I still see you around the Hobbit. I still see. I noticed you, dude. But what's up, man?
Actually, I guess you know what. Here's where I don't see a Hobbit is in the comments.
I remember everyone. Unless it's flying by in the comments here and I miss it. If you leave a comment on like any of my videos or any videos, usually I'll see it and I will remember you till the day I die.
Oh wow, excellent! On his deathbed, he'll be like, "A Hobbit, I remember you."
Yeah, I feel like a Hobbit. I haven't seen a Hobbit's comments lately, like on videos, but I feel like he's always one of the first ones there on live streams. I'm always hearing his voice being read to me by speech chat.
Real quick, what I was doing there is my TV was just changing my lighting every 2 seconds because it was doing that thing where it shows you like an idle screen. It's like, oh, here's a new show you want to watch. And so every 2 seconds it was like really bright and then really dark. Sorry.
And finally, before we get to AJ's, go ahead. You want to do it?
Robbie B, the English Game Cat, posh, the very most posh man. £2 donation because it has the flat part on the bottom, right? Okay, I figured it out. Come on, Skydance, announce that patch. Praying hands, praying hands, praying hands.
Please, Skydance.
Tiffany's in the chat, so if anyone's going to announce it, could be Tiffany. She's right there.
Don't harass her.
Yeah, Tiffany, come on, spill the deets.
Yeah,
harass her more.
That definitely something we're looking forward to, though. I think a little bit sharper or a little bit maybe Saints and Sinners with a little bit bigger draw distance, a little bit maybe sharper graphics, maybe better texture, something like that. Whatever they could possibly do to that. I mean,
load times. Yeah.
That's actually one I wanted to check. I wanted to check out today, but ran out of time. I don't have a load time comparison on that, but I'm going to tell you, based on the other ones that I've tried, I'm going to assume there's an instant load time improvement. But we'll get to it. AJ, are you ready?
Let's do this.
On your mark. Get Des. Go. Oh, crap. Hold
So
on. Don't go. Don't go.
He messed it up.
Go.
So I picked up a couple games, 2 new games that I'd never played before during during this last sale. There's another sale that actually we're going to go over this week.
Oh God, we have to do a sale? Are you serious?
We
okay.
do. But
Jesus
anyways,
Christ.
one of the games I waited so long. I waited like 2 years, would refuse to buy this game until it went on sale, and that game was Fruit Ninja. I never actually played the mobile game, so this was my first time playing it. I was expecting it to honestly be really shitty, and I'm happy to report that it actually was like better looking, a little bit better quality than I was expecting. That being said, it still is like you play it for 10 minutes and then I got bored. Or like I played it for 10 minutes and then I got bored with it. But I just wanted to point out that it was actually better looking, more polished, better, like more well developed than I actually thought it was going to be. So I wanted to give it some credit there. That being said, it's still a shouldn't be.
Oh, perfect. I wasn't even paying attention.
That's like a game you'll show your nephew and he'll get bored of in 15 minutes too. But like, it was well made. I thought it's polished.
It was way better than I thought.
Works,
like visually, it was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
So, Mega Dollar Dog says, "Did you get your camera adapter yet, dudes?" Yes, I haven't hooked it up yet because I didn't have a PS5 until just now.
So, I got mine last night.
We all got ours.
And it works perfectly. It works.
Oh,
nice.
Sweet. That's good to know. I'm curious as hell to hear your guys' impressions of this thing. But first, Brian needs to do his, should we or shouldn't we?
Get this out of the way,
60
Brian.
seconds
So we can get on with the show.
The way Jeremy likes it.
This is hilarious because yet again,
you having timer problems?
Timer problems, but also I'm like, I don't even know the name of the movie that I want to tell you guys about that I totally just watched last night, and I've been furiously looking on Amazon, how I always do it, and it's Amazon just is absolutely terrible with the.
Well, so while you do that, I'll slip in a brief should we or shouldn't we that is prop based as always. While you're figuring that out.
Yeah.
Why don't you just have you not played a PSVR game recently, or a retro game or something?
Yeah, we'll see. This is many things to talk about, AJ.
All right, so quickly, while you're doing that, this thing does 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays, and I didn't have any of those, so I bought a couple on Amazon. Right. They showed up yesterday. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is $750 for a 4K Ultra Blu-ray on fucking Amazon. So that's a should we. $750 for Terminator 2.
Nice.
And I got Blade Runner 2049 as well, which is a gorgeous movie. I want to check the HDR out on that shit. But yeah.
Okay.
So a new toy to play with.
Here we go. On my mark. Get Des. Go. Okay. So you guys know I love Paranormal Activity movies, and Amazon also likes to recommend these things to me. Kind of any cheap horror movie I'm totally game for. And there's one called 8 After, and it's the worst spelling after. It's the number 8, and then they spell out the rest of the word 8, like 8 IGHT. Like it doesn't even look like an E with the font that they use. Like they could have used a digital clock 8, and it would have been like pretty damn close.
So 8 what after? 8 goddamn minutes?
I don't know. And that's the worst part is that I finished watching the movie. I was like, I still don't even know what the title is in reference to. But it actually starts off and it seems like it's going to be a decent Paranormal Activity type movie, and then at a certain point they start doing that night one, and then with the title right there on the screen.
Like Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever.
Just like the Paranormal Activity movies, and they even use the same font, and so it's like the same structure, and it's like wow, it's like they went from being like this thing that could have felt original to this thing that they were just blatantly ripping off. I still gotta say, if you can settle for some really bad shit like bad acting and bad everything else, go for it, man. It's free on Prime, right? But it's like it's certainly not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. It's a really bad Paranormal Activity knockoff, but there was still something enjoyable about it. So,
we watched Ghost Dimension in 3D together on big screen.
I like
you can
Ghost
rent
Dimension.
Tickets for that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that seemed like a ripoff of the Paranormal Activities, even though it was a Paranormal Activity movie. It's
sure.
Yeah.
The problem with Ghost Dimension is.
Spiffy's saying my Terminator 2 is bad. He says it's bad HD transfer. It was only $750. I'm going to still try it out.
All right, guys. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way.
Yes.
It's time for some news.
Yep.
When am I unboxing? Because I want to do that at some point.
We're gonna. I'll set you up. How about that? You
So
got
I'll
it
just
ready?
wait. Yeah, it's right in the back. I got the scissors and everything. It's good to go.
Be ready. Just be ready.
Oh, I'm ready at any time, AJ.
Okay. Not yet. Not yet.
I'm so nervous. I don't know when this is happening.
All right, we've got a ton to talk. Actually, we've got some major things. There's not like a ton of things going on. There's just really big things going on. We've got some brand new games that have been announced for PSVR. We've got some delays. We've got some major, really significant news. There's also a new release this week, a giant sale that has been added on to the previous week. But first, we are going to talk about. We're going to start the news with what we always talk about, and that is the PS5. And lo and behold, guys, it is PS5 week. The PS5 came out today.
Yes.
We each were able to snag one. We're going to go through some different impressions. Dave actually literally just got his right before the show.
Like as we were starting the show, like 10 minutes before I called AJ, and I was like, I think I'm about to get it, and I'll see you in there in a second. But yeah.
But Brian has gotten the most time out of all of us. We're gonna share some of our first impressions with the VR stuff, with the DualSense. But before we get into our first impressions, there was an article that came up recently, and it was an interview with
A vampire.
Wait, what did I just post in there?
It was vampire.
No, it wasn't an interview with a vampire.
Come on, everybody was thinking it. I had to say it. Nobody else was thinking it. I'm sorry.
What's his name?
Let's
here?
derail AJ as much as possible.
He's kind of a big deal. Let's see here. Sorry.
So while you're doing that, speaking of interview with a vampire, you guys know Vampire's Kiss, that Nick Cage movie? It's insane. I showed off part of it in the Discord the other day, and there's this one scene where he's shouting at his therapist about how could anyone ever misfile a file? I would never misfile a file. And then he starts reciting the alphabet to her in this crazy way. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's crazy. You got to watch Vampire's Kiss.
Hideki Nishino recently did an interview, and we guys, I don't know if you guys in the chat are aware, but after some of these articles got published about backwards compatibility and Jim Ryan's comments, we basically it was a tough 2 weeks for us, man. We got so much flack from everybody, like it was our fault. And we just had to deal with a lot of negative stuff. Now there is an opposite kind of article and interview that came out where Mr. Nishino he was asked about PS5 and uncompatibility, and he said during this interview that he says, however, I would like to expect PS5 to have a VR experience PSVR to have a VR experience suitable for PS5. I can't comment any further, but I'd like to expect it. And he was basically being asked about it. But he said PSVR is supported by PS4 compatible function. However, I do not intend to simply dismiss it as compatible. Following this news, something that we've been wanting to hear for a while, Blood and Truth comes out and announces that they have released a PS5 patch that will help take advantage of the PS5 hardware. And then shortly after that, Firewall 0 Hour dropped some great news the other night and said that basically they're doing the same thing, that it's going to have all these games are running on backwards compatibility with PS5. However, there is a way to unlock it and take advantage of the hardware. And that is some great news. That is news we've been waiting for a while.
Yeah, and it's I feel like we take every piece of information and make a mountain out of it, and then eventually we realize, oh wait, it's not exactly what we thought it was, because they're trickling stuff out kind of piecemeal. But it is really good to hear that, and I'm excited to see the difference. I played a little bit of Blood and Truth last night to kind of hop in and see, get myself prepped to be able to see the difference. But I think 90 hertz is a big deal too, or 90 frames per second, whatever they're doing. that makes a difference. Absolutely. We talked about it on Viewer Takeover, I think.
We did a little bit, but but yeah, Brian.
Hi.
Good news. I mean, this is the thing, right? We've told people, just like how we tell people not to get really down when you hear something that may sound like, not what you want to hear. But that being said, we also tell people when there is like a good message or some good comment, also don't get too excited either. Like, it's okay to just kind of go with the flow and
Don't
just
get
take
too
it step by
excited.
step.
But PSVR
Step by
2
step.
next year, AJ. PSVR 2 next year. We're less than a year away from PSVR 2. How can you not
God,
get excited?
no
Oh, wait.
listen to Brian. I know
Right.
it's his channel, but please don't listen to him.
Right, this is my fault. This is why everyone hates me. Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, Brian. You don't know what you're talking about. Although I do feel pretty confident about that.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Yeah,
see
fair
it.
enough, fair
The thing is, we don't know, right?
I mean,
That's
that-
the important part.
The important part is that from everything we've heard, nothing has convinced me that we are anything that the plan has changed at all. And so I really do think it's next year. Even the Jim Ryan quote doesn't change that at all. So there's a lot of good news. I don't think there's much bad news. And PlayStation VR is trucking forward. We're getting, we have this cross compatibility with PlayStation 5 now. The ability to kind of like push things a little bit further is interesting. We'll see how far different developers can take that. That's what I'm really curious about. Because right here, it's launch day. I have no idea if this is the best Blood and Truth can look or not. So we'll definitely be covering that as much as possible.
Yeah, and I want to briefly touch on the camera adapters again, because Scheme Chaos is saying, did you guys receive an email to let you know it's been shipped?
No.
From Sony, no. I never got anything from Sony. I had signed up for FedEx Delivery Manager, who did notify me, but then it disappeared for 3 days, and then it showed up. But they did send me emails about it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we got. In Canada, you do get an email. Everybody I've seen there gets an actual confirmation that it's been shipped. But in the US, nope, you're not going to see anything. But it will be there soon, I think.
Yeah, I didn't
already
get an
shipped
email
most of
from Sony after Dave told me to sign up for FedEx Manager. I signed up for that, and then I looked for my incoming packages on that, and it hadn't gone through the system at that point at any place. Like it was already on its way to me, but like it hadn't hit any checkpoints that FedEx would be able to update with me. So it still seemed like it wasn't on its way. And yeah, I got mine on Sunday, and it was basically just one notification from FedEx right before that. So
Yeah, mine was Monday, I think. It was supposed to be Saturday, but then it was Monday. And AJ, you said last night yours came in?
Yeah, my adapter
timing.
got here right on time, and yeah, it didn't even really get a text message, even though I signed up for it. But the important part was that it arrived. So, actually, I did get a text message saying when it will arrive, but not like the tracking exactly. Like it just told me
Okay.
the day it was expected, and that was it.
Was that through the FedEx thing?
That was through the FedEx thing.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
able to get you right.
got a shout out to future Craig Ray with the £5 donation, saying 15 minutes behind here in London. Here all this time, I thought they were 6 hours ahead.
Is that how time zones work?
I think so, man. If you're only a few miles away, it's just a couple minutes off. That's how it is. He says 15 minutes behind here in London. Past me is dropping in to tell future me to go to bed. Too pumped for this Gamescast, though,
Excellent.
with a little kitty emoji. Keep up the good work,
Well-
guys. Future Craig Ray, thank you so much for the donation, and hopefully you get caught up at some point.
Yeah,
Well,
I hope
can I-
Greg Wright sees us shouting him out 15 minutes in the future. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even see this. We're talking to the past version of him.
I did hear Ash VR says I accidentally got 2 camera adapters. I did hear some people getting
Oh.
2 adapters by
Happy
accident.
accident. That's
I
cool.
also
interesting.
I also heard about somebody on Twitter purchasing a digital PS5 and taking a disc version, the standard version, out of the box,
Oh.
and getting one of those. So I don't know if
Huh.
that was, it could easily be faked if they bought 2 versions, but it's like I don't see why somebody would fake that. But
I want to say real quick too, if you guys did accidentally get 2 or you ordered 2, you have an extra, like, sign up for the Discord, because there's somebody in there who is having trouble getting one, or like their serial number didn't work because somebody already used it. It was a used one, or like there's someone out there who could use that extra one.
For
So
sure.
pay it forward for sure.
so can I ask this of the both of you?
Yes, you can.
You can
Well, I
ask
don't know what it is
anything
yet, but
of
sure.
us.
Brian, can I ask you to go ahead and start describing to me your very first impressions of the PlayStation 5? And
When do I
while
get to
you're doing
unbox
that,
mine?
I was going to say, while you're doing that, Dave, Can you unbox
Well,
while we?
so-
Well, you want me to be quiet while I'm unboxing?
Well, so
I
here's
wanna
the
talk
thing.
about it.
I think you should. Okay.
I apologize that I missed somebody's name here, but somebody was saying that they're very excited to get their PlayStation 5, and right now they're living vicariously through us, and so they asked me to full screen Dave when he.
A few people, no, like 3
Right.
or 4 people did
Okay,
actually.
so here's the thing. I would much rather full screen Dave and let him take center stage while this is all going on. So let's do that now, Dave. Are you ready to unbox?
Okay. Well, I told Sean B I'd get the sexy lights going, so we're gonna get the sexy lights going real
I
quick.
like sexy lights.
For this, take it down a notch.
All right, let me
Everybody get comfortable.
Let me see if we can get you
Hold
full
on, where's the
screen
red?
here.
Where's the red? Give me that sultry red. Where is it? Come on.
Dave, you're so big.
Tell me
you're taking up the
Tell me
entire
when I've
screen.
hit the. Tell me when I've hit the sexy red scenario here.
I mean, I think that's
It's
pretty.
not working just right. Yeah, it's sexy red.
Ooh,
Sexy red.
No.
All right, Sean. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can do the sexy lights.
Sexy
the
red
way
is
I
pretty
told
good,
you.
man. That looks good.
Okay. All right. So it's right behind me. I'm gonna grab it and I'll bring it over here and we'll full screen it.
This is fantastic. Yeah, you're already full screened. Full screened. Oh, it was Virtual Slayer Cat, wasn't it? That's right. I don't think we gave very scary Terry, the baby gamer cat, a shout out yet for the $5 donation. Says, got my adapter, but Walmart's site keeps crashing. I have one more chance to get my PlayStation 5. Glad you guys got yours. Thumbs up. Wish me luck. Hashtag all PS5s matters. Okay, yeah.
All PS5.
All PS5s matters.
Can you guys still hear me from back here? I'm kind of far from the mic.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Okay, let me adjust the camera a little bit too so you can see more of what's in the box here. Less of me, more box.
More box.
All right. Oh, I forgot my giant unboxing knife that I used for the Accounting Plus thing. Oh, well, this will have to do. All right, so we're opening the outer shell.
It's a hefty box, man.
I know when the lady handed me at Walmart, I was like, oh, I know it's heavy. You know, she was kind of an older lady. I was like, be careful when you pick that up. Oh, this is great. All right.
This is a great unboxing. This is way better. I tried to do one. This is way better than the one I was doing.
Well, I thought I was going to be really awkward about it and it would suck. But here's the box.
Braxton B says, plot twist, there's an Xbox in there.
So as we can see, we got a nice little carrying case on top here.
That's
Here,
similar
to your
to
friend's
the PS4 gen. PS4 had that nice little briefcase.
Yeah. So on the back here, I'm going to try and read this off for you guys if you can't see it. It says, play like never before, lightning speed, breathtaking immersion, stunning games. And then a bunch of small print that I'm not going to read. It is rated for everyone, E for everyone. And let's open the box.
While you're opening the box, we have shout out to Creeper Betty PSVR with a $5 donation saying, brown chicken, brown cow, peel off that...
Brown chicken, brown cow. That's what I was just trying to say.
Okay, see, this is why I don't do stuff.
These are our in-jokes that we come up with in Rec Room and stuff.
Peel off that sexy box, Dave.
Oh, yeah, we're peeling it. All right, peeling the little sticker guy.
Sean B says, man, this is like live porn. This is like Chatterbait.
Yeah, this kind of is like Chatterbait. I'm going to keep adjusting the camera here a little bit. So you've got a really thin kind of paper cardboard thing here. Well, it looks like this is just a shell for the inner box.
We're all just shells.
So this is the actual box, which is all white. And this guy's just like your standard little sleeve of cardboard. You can just toss it on your bed and throw it away forever.
Dude, turn that box around, man. Turn that box around. Is there a PlayStation logo on the other
Is there
side?
something on the other side? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, there is. You're right.
I love it because it's just like a plain white box with a tiny
Tiny
little black PlayStation logo on it. I love the simplicity
Pretty
of that.
slick, right?
Yeah.
Pretty slick.
I love that.
And then inside here, there's actually, as you can see, there's instructions for opening the box. I don't know if you can see that on the left side there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's telling me how to open the box itself.
This could be your first time opening a box.
Yeah. Oh, there's a weird little, okay, interesting. There's a pull tab on this thing. A little pull tab to let you get it out easily. That's actually a pretty good piece of design there to make it just like, oh, you grab
Now,
it.
let me go ahead
Now
and...
what's in here? Oh, DualSense controller? Yeah, DualSense controller. AJ, go ahead and do your thing.
I was gonna say that top piece that you pulled out, or that little secret piece. There is a stand in there. Make sure you have
okay.
Get that
Yeah,
stand
we'll
in
get the
there.
stand.
It
Got your standard little.
it
whatever
eluded
is.
me the first time.
It is. It's not styrofoam. It's not plastic. Nobody knows what it is. That stuff.
I'm stepping away for 2 seconds. I promise I'll be right back.
All right.
We've got what appears to be a power cable, and then AJ said the stand is in here. Wow, this has a fucking user's manual like a car. This is like a pretty thick user's manual. It's like
I think there's 2 of them.
there are 2 of them. This one's even thicker than the last one.
Yeah.
And then we got another little pull tab. Another little pull tab, and inside here is in weird.
That stand is interesting. It has a little.
It's very lightweight to me.
It has a thing that like pops out, and it also like you can twist it, and when you twist it a certain amount, there's like a screw that exposes.
I saw that, and you hide the screw inside the stand, right? This is such a convenient way to build it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. That was the top layer of stuff here. So what we've got already is a power cable, a DualSense, and a stand. The DualSense feels really good. It's got a nice weight to it. I like the design.
Dude, the
initial feeling is just like, ooh, that's a nice controller.
The DualSense felt so much closer to a DualShock 4 than I was expecting. I was like, when we first saw the DualSense, it looked like it was going to be like a lot bigger, like an Xbox controller. And I was actually surprised by that. It feels like pretty similar.
Well. And that's just the top layer. Let's see what else we got in here. Hopefully a PS5. It's heavy, like I said. Oh, it's fucking massive too. Jesus Christ.
Nick. I did watch that video, Nick. Not everyone might have watched that video, Nick.
What video is this?
Nick's like, didn't you watch that video, AJ? Yes, I watched the video. The one, the unboxing one.
I'm going to adjust this up a little bit so you can get what I'm getting here. So I'm pulling this out of the top now. It's unwieldy. It's massive. It's fucking huge. Look at this thing. I'm one-handed right now. It's probably not a good idea. I'll probably drop this thing. But
there she is.
All right, there's nothing left in the box anymore. So let's just take a look at this guy, the size of my torso, easily. Look at that. Okay, so it's big, as we knew. It's shiny and reflective on the front. Let's see. Got some USB ports over there. This is just the disc version, as you can see.
I can see Brian.
I totally saw myself in that reflection.
That's crazy, right? Look how shiny it is.
Should wave.
Yeah, and I mean,
wave at yourself, AJ.
We're waving.
As we expected, it's got like a little bit of space in between those plates.
It does. Yeah, I'm not going to open it up. We'll take the plates off. But yeah, this thing. I mean, we knew it'd be big. We knew it'd be heavy. But like, this must be like 15 pounds at least. Like, this thing is chunky.
It is massive for sure.
Yeah.
So the other thing I'm going to do on top of the unboxing, I think I'm going to plug it in real quick. And somebody told me the setup process like takes a minute, and there's some stuff you have to do. So I'm actually going to live, blog or whatever. I'll tell you guys what's going on as I'm setting it up in the background. So
all right, I'm going to switch back to not full screen mode here. And Dave's gone. So let's do that. All right.
Wow. Thank you, Dave, for that awesome demonstration.
I'm so happy that Dave just did that, because when I was unboxing mine, I kind of promised Jay Meow that I would do my best to do an unboxing video. So here I am with instead of putting a camera up on a tripod or something, here I am holding my phone with one hand, opening the box with the other hand. And I was like, this is a two-hand job. I can't really do very well with one. Yeah, it was bad. It was stupid, and it was clumsy. And I was just kind of waking up, and so I was trying to narrate, and I was like, oh, and there's a box inside another box, and
I record Jay Meow requested it, and so I recorded it. Mine strangely ended up being something I don't even know if I feel comfortable posting it or anything, because mine was I had it on the table like right here, and I'm like, oh come on, I'm like push, and it felt like I was helping birth a PS5. It was really strange.
That is very strange, actually. So
breathe, deep breaths.
So Dave obviously just got his PlayStation 5 before the show started. That's obvious. Obviously, that's why he did the unboxing now. That's why this all happened the way it did. But you and I both started our day a little bit earlier. I think I had mine by 11 a.m. roughly. And it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Like Amazon kept updating me. I knew what town it was in last night. I knew what town it was in this morning. And then at a certain point, it said your PS5 is 10 stops away. And I was tracking the guy on the map. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stare at this thing. I know 10 stops away means it could take easily an hour for it to get here. And so I just tried not to pay attention. And then finally, I checked it again, and it said you're the next stop. And I couldn't see him on the map anymore. And I was like, is he here? I was like, oh no, I better just go downstairs. And so I went down to my lobby, and as the elevator doors opened up, I saw the delivery guy with like 10 different boxes.
Oh, it's like a movie. Happened just like a movie.
It happened just like a movie, and and one of those boxes was mine. And there was actually someone else in the building, one of my friends who lives here. We both ordered our PlayStation 5s at the exact same time, and he sent me a text. He goes, "I just got a notification that our PlayStation 5s are here." He's like, "Can you please bring mine to my apartment? I don't trust it sitting in the lobby." So I was kind of multitasking today, making sure everybody's PlayStation 5 was safe. But it was amazing. It was perfect. I got downstairs in the lobby, and there it was. He just handed it to me. I said, "It's all mine." Going upstairs. That was it. That was my delivery story. AJ, yours was a little bit more vague, though, I think.
Yeah, mine was like I waited on my porch until the guy came, and then I grabbed the box from him.
Amazon was no help at all.
That's typically how deliveries work.
But mine said this yesterday and today. It said coming today by 9 p.m. And then I finally got updates saying, "Oh no, don't worry, it's almost here." You never got those updates.
I didn't get that fancy tracking stuff, man. I got. It was telling me on Amazon. It was telling me 8:00 p.m. And then on UPS, I was like, maybe I can get something more accurate on the UPS site. And I went to UPS and said 9 p.m. I was like, no. Let's go back to Amazon's word. But yeah, I was hoping that it would show up earlier, and it did.
Hey guys, real quick, did yours come with a cable for the DualSense in the box?
Yes,
I'm not finding that yet. I missed it somewhere.
There's a cable. It comes with the HDMI cable as well as the power cable.
But what about the USB-C for the DualSense?
There's the USB Type A to USB-C.
Yes. I'm still looking.
It's wherever you found the DualShock. It's under wherever you found the DualSense.
Yeah, there's a kind of a rectangular cardboard notch somewhere, and when you lift that up, it's the only thing under there. I think. I'm pretty sure that's where
you
that
got
is.
it. I just found it. Good advice.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Sean B says beautiful trees from your porch, though. Thank you, man. That's the cool thing about Georgia and living in the South is so many trees here, and when the fall comes, they all change, and yeah, it's really pretty here.
Hudson, yes, I did get mine from Amazon. I was able to order it. It was as soon as that leaked link went live on Twitter from Wario64. I think all of us at that point dove right in and ordered as soon as we could. So Amazon seemed to be pretty reliable for most people, but I do know that some people didn't get theirs. Is that right? I don't know. Okay. Well, maybe, I'm sure people in the comments can let us know if they had a less successful launch date than we did.
Yeah.
Let us know, especially if you ordered from Amazon. Let us know if you had any problems or not.
Yeah. So got this thing out. The first thing I did was I stacked it up. I've got some pictures on my Twitter. I've got it next to, I said 5 generations of sweet gaming goodness. And put it next to a PS1, PS2, PS3, and then PS4, and then, of course, the PS5. This thing just dwarfs the rest of them, man. I mean, the consoles have always gotten bigger and bigger, like slightly, and then this one just goes like twice as big.
So I don't know why it's talking to me, but I was trying to show. I just plugged it in. It's on now. This is a bad angle. I'm going to stop doing that. But the PS5 is on. Plugged in, and I'm going to go through the setup process here while we're live, and I'll let you guys know what happens to me.
Excellent.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, dude. You said 5 generations of gaming goodness or something along those lines, and I got to tell you that the PlayStation 5, for me at least, requires 3 generations of USB cables because I got my PlayStation 3 Move controllers, and so to sync those up, I needed the one USB cable. Then I get the DualShock 4 cable, and then the DualSense cable, and I've just got all of these extra wires sitting around, being like, well, when I need to charge things, when I need to sync things, these all need to be plugged in, and it feels a little messy with this whole backward compatibility thing. And then with the Move controllers being 2 generations old, it seems so silly at this point. It already seemed silly last generation. Now it seems even sillier. But
So there is one warning I got to give everybody here. For those who haven't gotten their PS5 yet, everything for the most part has gone smooth. But I ran into a hurdle earlier, and I must say, do not start your PS5 with an external hard drive. In fact, I don't even recommend using an external hard drive at all right now, because it gave me some major issues earlier. Luckily, ever since unplugging it, it seems to be working a lot better. But that seems like one of the very first kind of kinks that I see that needs to be ironed out. Just I want to warn everybody out there: do not start it up with, or I don't even recommend using an external hard drive right now with it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys heard, but apparently ACG, that big reviewer guy, he had his thing like almost bricked basically because he was trying to do something with the externals and it just like messed it up. So wait on that till you hear like
I had a
okay.
similar, kind of a similar thing happen. But after removing that, it is working fine. And it is time to talk about some of the games, some of the store, some of the features on this. We talked about that adapter. And the adapter is pretty long, which I thought was strange at first, and it has like this huge gap in it. But the cool thing about this is that it fits the camera USB like all the way into it, so it kind of like it like I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's not like an adapter with another adapter hanging out. Like it goes in the camera goes into the adapter and it like seats pretty nice.
Yeah, it connects and it creates like this flush thing. It feels perfect. They put some thought into it. It wasn't this cheap little adapter that I thought it was going to be. I figured I was actually really concerned. I was like, why the hell is Sony making us go through this entire process, and why are they spending all the money to ship these things out when it's like probably this cheap little 25-cent adapter? And it's but it's obviously much different than that. Scheme KOS says I should buy charging docks for my moves and controllers. I actually do have charging docks for my moves. They stand up. I've actually got 2 docks because I can charge nav controllers and move controllers at the same time. And that is how I charge it. But it just felt silly when I was pairing everything today. I was syncing everything with my PlayStation 5. I won't really have to go back and do that anymore. So it works out.
So
Yeah.
Do you want to tackle the DualSense, or you want to tackle the Blood and Truth first?
Oh, let's tackle the DualSense, man, because this was the thing we wanted, like PlayStation 5 day one, first day experience. I had my DualSense for a while now. I picked one up last week for GAMESCAST, but I didn't have anything to play it with. I tried my PlayStation 3, and sorry, squeaky chair. And I tried it on my PlayStation 3. I played a couple games, and there was no vibration at all. So it wasn't even like, oh, it's just doing the typical PS3 rumble. It was just doing no rumble, but it was playable on my PlayStation 3. And I was like, okay, well, the controller feels good. I'm happy with it. Good weight. I like it. But then today we finally get to play Astro's Playroom, which was really like the point of it is to show off all the cool capabilities of the DualSense. And I've got to ask you, AJ, what were your first impressions?
So I will say,
This is like spoilers for me.
no,
real quick,
it's very light.
update on my setup process. I went in, created a new profile. You got to do that first. I'm not signed into my account yet because you have to download a system update that's about a gigabyte or so. And so I just got signed into the internet and I'm doing that now. The UI is gorgeous. It's really pretty, especially on this. I just got a new TV, a Sony TV. It looks like, oof, I'm not even seeing much yet. It's a nice setup screen.
Nice.
So I'll get back
the
to you
easiest way, Brian and I both did the same thing to sign in because we were just lazy. We just used the phone app.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can use the phone app and it gives you a little code.
Go QR code to scan.
Okay, I'll do that.
Actually, I didn't even do that. I was like, that's even more work. I just used the code and entered it in.
Oh.
There was like a manual code you can type in with a couple characters and yeah, I just did it that way. And then it signed me in. No password required. But yeah, back to the DualSense and Astrobot. So the disclaimer here is that I wanted to stream the majority of my first experience with the PS5, and I spent a lot of time setting it up, getting games downloaded, getting a lot of stuff. I had that issue with the external hard drive. So after GamesCast tonight, I'm going to be streaming Astro's Playroom and getting a full impressions. But I wanted to have enough to be able to talk on the show. So yeah, in regards to the DualSense, and the way I played Cooling Springs, which was most of the level that most everybody played that was under like review embargoes and stuff. I just went and checked that out real quick. And as far as the DualSense goes, I definitely lean more towards I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of the DualSense. I like the feeling of it. I think sometimes it works better than other times. Like sometimes it does feel like it's adding that layer of immersion. And you know what it is? It's the triggers. I love the adaptive triggers of the DualSense so far. That is definitely the highlight. The rumble stuff, it's good. It feels like it's hard to describe. It feels very grindy. Like it feels I don't know. It feels like it's intentionally supposed to be like rough. Or I don't know, like yeah, but the in terms of like something that actually adds immersion is definitely the adaptive triggers for me. That is a big win, a big jump forward, something new that I really liked. Um, and yeah, and I can't wait to try it out even more. I like how it fights back with you. That's the thing about the joysticks is I was kind of hoping the joysticks would fight back with you a little bit more. And I didn't feel like like the joysticks when I was going on ice, when I was going on sand. It uses, instead of like having like the resistance on the trigger on the joysticks, it feels like it makes noise through the controller. And I got to be honest, of all the things, I've never, and this dates all the way back to maybe like the Wii, I've never liked sounds. It was the Wii sounds coming out of the controllers. I've never liked that feature very much. And that's something they use a lot in this. And I can't say I'm crazy about it, but I love the adaptive triggers though.
Dave, you gonna landscape that for us? There we go. Much
There you
better.
go.
All right, we're not getting any
Thanks,
sound
looking
from
good.
you though. Is that by design? We're getting a visual from Dave, but we're not getting any sound. So until I hear his voice, I'm gonna
It's like a found footage tape.
yeah. So I'm going to agree with you on some of this stuff. I'm going to disagree. I think first and foremost because on actually real quick, Robbie B, the English Game Cat with a $2 donation says a little underwhelmed there, AJ.
What does he mean by like I made it sound underwhelming? I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I love. Well, I've always not liked the the sounds coming out of the controller. It's just not as immersive to me as putting on a headset and having 3D audio around you.
Yeah.
I will say the audio does sound really good in the game, but that's for another. We'll get to that. But just talking about the controller right now. But let me tell you, man, this adaptive triggers. I want this in. We firmly believe there's going to be a PSVR 2, and I want these triggers in the next PSVR 2 or in the next PSVR headset because the triggers are awesome.
Yeah. I'm so the first thing I'm going to start with the positives, and I got to say that I actually really enjoyed the little speaker on the controller when Astrobot's running around. You can hear tap 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 like the pitter patter of his feet running around, and there's like this subtle like vibration of his feet with every single step. And I was part of me was like, wow, this is going to get really annoying, but it's so subtle and it's kind of perfect where it does actually work really well. If wind blows, you can actually feel it on the controller and you can feel it going from right to left. There's a point where a bunch of little bots jump into your controller, and it does like this. This was something that the Switch did. They were like, oh, you can feel how many ice cubes there are in the glass, and so you could feel it in the controller. You could actually feel the ice cubes moving back and forth when you turn the controller back and forth, and you can do that with the DualSense, and you can actually feel all the little Astrobots. They're not all called Astrobot, are they? No. All the other robots, yeah, and you can feel them all like tumbling from one side of the controller to the other. I was like, this is cool. Now, one of the things I was concerned about is that Blessing on Kind of Funny had mentioned that the DualSense reminded him a little bit of the Switch, and if there's one thing I don't like about the Switch, is the vibration. It feels buzzy. Everything feels like zzz, 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 instead of like a thick growling, thunderous rumble, because I really think that the DualShock 4 had amazing rumble capabilities, and the whole controller would shake and it felt deep. This feels pretty buzzy, and I think you can probably make it so it has that more thunderous rumble, but it's only going to be in certain situations. So I think for me, this is sort of it's just going to be something I get used to. And right off the bat, I was like, oof, I don't like that it reminds me of the Switch, because I don't like the way the Switch feels. And I think it's just going to take some time, and I think it might take the developers some time to learn how to use all this stuff effectively. So I don't think my first impressions with the DualSense were all that positive either. I do like the way it feels and how everything works, but I think just the feel of it is too reminiscent of the Switch for me, and I'm not happy about that.
Am I describing it as not positive? I feel like I'm.
Well, so hold on, Brian. Are you? So I was popping in and out because I was
Yeah.
trying to show a little bit of what the setup looks like and stuff. I don't know if that came through, but I didn't like HD Rumble much either. I was unimpressed. And if you have it with the controllers attached, it vibrates the hell out of the whole console, and it's just like. Is that what you're saying? The experience you had with the DualSense was?
DualSense
Really?
reminds me exactly of the Switch.
Oh man,
Yeah,
but
but
adaptive triggers and vibration are two totally different things, right? So
totally.
what about the adaptive triggers? Is that cool?
I think
Yes,
the
very cool.
limited amount
Okay.
that I've spent with Astro's Playroom to kind of test these things out, yes, the adaptive triggers are very cool.
I love
Excellent.
them.
That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah.
What is cool about the haptics though is that versus just like a big rumble, I do like how, like you said, it kind of pinpoints the rumble and the feedback and stuff all together. I think the one thing that I was mistaken was that I thought that the joysticks would actually provide are the joysticks supposed to provide resistance? Is that a thing, or is that just
I heard that they would kind of try to, right?
They were
Wasn't
saying
that part of
in racing games and stuff, when you're going over a bridge, you're going to feel that in the analog stick and that kind of thing. When you're racing through sand or
felt
something.
it.
Yeah.
I felt it in the controller. I felt like little tit tats or whatever you call them, pit pats in the controller and the bottom of the controller, and then it made that noise. But I never felt like the joysticks were really loosening up or really providing a lot of resistance versus just the haptics of the controller itself. I'm trying to separate the joysticks from the controller itself. The controller itself feels great. The joysticks I thought were gonna have kind of similar tech that the adaptive triggers do.
Yep.
That the adaptive triggers do.
All right, so I am doing the setup on my phone app, the Sony app. But funny enough, I hadn't signed in there, so I still had to type in my login information to get through it. But yeah, so like Brian said, you can scan a QR code from the app, and this should work. I'm going to do this in just a second.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking forward to spending more time with Astro. I got to say, as far as Astro the game is concerned, it looks great. It's really, again, showing off the capabilities of the DualSense. You in the main kind of hub area, you run by these different doors, and they're pretty crazy when they open and slam shut. And you feel that in the controller. Again, if you're running by and one of these doors opens or slams shut next to you, you feel that on that side of the controller. So I think that's cool. But I was playing through the first level, and I was like, man, I love Astrobot because it's in VR and because of all the things it does well in VR. But when I'm playing the Playroom outside of VR, which again, it's not VR compatible, I was like, oh, this is just really, for me, lacking something. And it made me really happy that I didn't buy Demon Souls, because I was like, man, if I'm not loving Astrobot and I'm only 5-10 minutes in, I was like, I can only imagine that 5-10 minutes in Demon Souls, I'd be like, why did I buy this?
So I was really like I said, I only played part of the Cooling Springs level. I was enjoying it. I thought it was fun and stuff. But what you're talking about is that magic, like Astrobot Rescue Mission in VR. The levels, when they have that depth, I mean, even stuff like the water, I thought at times stuff like the water looked better in VR than it did on this one. It looked good. The game, I mean, the game to me is really, it was fun. It was cool. But it definitely didn't have like that magic that Astrobot Rescue Mission had yet.
True. So
It's very much like the displaying the controller.
talking about the controller a little bit with the vibration stuff, I wanted to mention I was watching the ACG again, his review of Miles Morales on PS5, and what he said, Brian, was kind of similar to what you were talking about, which was like, I feel like it's vibrating all the time, even though it's supposed to be these little specific vibrations. Like everything he did had some vibration attached to it, so to the point where it was pretty much constantly vibrating. And I think that's kind of what happens in some Switch games too. But I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know anything. I wanted to say real quick though, there is an interesting setup option when you first go through that allows you to turn off personalized advertising and game recommendations. So just if anybody's worried about, oh, I don't want them taking my info and selling shit to me, you can actually turn that off in the initial setup. I know some people care about that.
Yeah. Nick the Game Cat House says Brian can't go back and play flat screen games. I understand. It's weird, man. Like I love retro flat screen games. Like I those still are magical to me. I just felt like I was losing interest in flat screen gaming, and then VR is what saved my love of current gen games. And like and I think if it wasn't for VR, I'd be playing a lot less video games these days. It wouldn't.
I would say, oh, good.
I was gonna say it's not like I don't like flat screen games. It's just that the magic wore off like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And thank God VR came along and saved the day.
I think I was enjoying this thing a little bit more than you, because like I said, I was actually really enjoying it. The only reason I stopped is because I wanted enough to have some impressions here, but then I wanted to stream the rest of it. But yeah, I could have definitely kept playing it.
So the thing that kind of bums me out here is I wish I'd gotten mine earlier so I could chime in here, because I play flat games way more than either of you guys, and I just got Miles Morales last night on PS4 because it's got the cross-buy thing, so I figured I'd try it on PS4 and then check it out on PS5 to see the difference, right? So like I'm actually really stoked to hop in and see Miles Morales on the PS5, and like install some other games that I know are going to look really good on here.
I bet you that web swinging will feel cool with the triggers. J Meow and Scheme KOS, they corrected me on something here, which is what I was asking about. Thank you guys. They said the analog can't provide resistance, but there's rumble in the analog sticks that vibrate. So they don't they don't provide resistance like the triggers do.
Got it.
They just shake a little bit, and that makes a lot more sense. Which I think overall it gets the job done. But yeah, the one thing I said I don't care for is the audio coming out of the controller and stuff. But the difference is Astrobot in VR, I think visually is, besides getting like the wow of the giant bosses that look like they're the size of a tower, or I think visually it had an interactiveness to it too.
Okay, so real cool thing that just happened.
Yeah.
When I started it up, it says download one of your games, and it popped up Miles Morales, and it said, hey, while you're setting up your console, why don't you start downloading a game you own in the background, which is a really super cool, just nice feature. Like, I don't know. It's like, hey, here's a game, get it.
Real quick, Hugh Guyver with the Australian $10 donation says, is the DualSense the Dark Souls of game controllers?
Now, wouldn't that be like the Power Glove or something?
Maybe.
I don't
maybe. No, and it sounds like we're being real down on the DualSense, or it sounds like we're being real
really
down
not.
on yeah. I mean,
really
this is day one, and again, I don't think I think it's going to take some time for developers to get the hang of how to really use the DualSense effectively. I've only spent a little time with Astro's Playroom, just enough to be like, hey, here's my initial impressions. AJ, it sounds like he's going to be. Are you streaming tonight after the show, or
right after the show? Yeah.
So make sure you know.
I'm gonna show, and then food, and then because I haven't eaten today.
Food does have to happen after GamesCast every week, man. We're always like fucking burnt out. But make sure you subscribe to AJ at PSVR Underground on YouTube, so that after the show you can go check out further impressions. And I'm sure he's gonna, we're gonna get much more detailed about this stuff.
Real quick, guys, do you know when you're installing a game where you go to see like the status of your download, or
just
like
tap
what's
the
going on
PlayStation button instead of holding it down? Just tap it, and then it'll bring up a little menu on the bottom of the screen, and you can go over to downloads.
Got you. Okay, that's where it is. Okay, I was.
Yeah, a little bit different. But yeah, of course there's more like VR stuff. What I do love about this Astro thing is like what it is about the whole nostalgia thing. You know, you see a lot of references, and if you keep up with a lot of PlayStation stuff like we have over the last 25 years, there's a lot of stuff in there for you that you'll really like. It's kind of like Mario or something else where it kind of like adapts to different themes and stuff. And that's one of the things that makes it really enjoyable. But yeah, definitely a lot more to play through with this. Um, I think unless you want any final thoughts on this, but then maybe we get to the VR stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, we can get to the VR stuff. I've kind of so before I before the show, I was trying to put together a video, and I don't. Do we want to kick off the whole thing with? It's like a 3 minute video. Do you want to kick off the whole thing with this 3 minute video, or do you want to just kind of talk about specific examples of things?
Um, I don't know. It's your call, man.
Yeah, I know. I was I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen when we get to this point. So
Maybe maybe when we mention the specific game, roll the footage. I guess. I
right.
mean, I wanted to kind of take it game by game, some of the features.
Sure. Well, give me a
You
game,
know,
man. Let's talk. Let's pick a game and let's talk about it.
let's start with the first announcement that we had,
Good one.
which is Blood and Truth. They announced that it's going to have higher frame rate, more higher resolution. Everything's going to be basically running at the highest detail possible. And this is the only backwards compatible game I've played so far with an update. Firewall is the other one. I haven't played Firewall yet, but I did get to check out this one. What did you think, man?
Well, here we go. I'm gonna first and foremost, I'm gonna bring up this little video in the corner. PS4 is on the left, PS5 is on the right. Top of it gets cut off a little bit, and I'm showing you the load times right away. So the very first thing you notice is that the load times on PlayStation 5 significantly faster. 13.6 seconds to load into a level on PlayStation 5, and we're counting still on PlayStation 4 Pro. We're up to 24 seconds, 25, and there at 26 seconds. So it's literally half the load time to get into a level, and that is and that's a huge difference right off the bat. Like, I mean, this I don't know how much of this was optimized for PlayStation 5. This was obviously, something that they were so London studio was like, oh, like 90 FPS and this and that, whatever. And I don't remember them saying anything about load times. I could be wrong that they optimized this, but man, that's fantastic. When you cut load times in half, great first impression, right?
Right, absolutely. Well, because that's when you're in VR, you don't want to be sitting there in loading screens a long time. It just helps that comfort. It's one of the many things here that PS5 does for VR that adds to the comfort. The more comfortable you are playing VR, the more likely people are gonna like it, enjoy it, play it more.
Right. So what did you think, man? Like, did you see any graphical improvements? Did you feel like it was the frame rate was super slick? What was
I'm happy to report that both of those things, the levels, Blood and Truth was a really good looking game
at
when
least
it
on the
came out.
Pro? Yeah, we hear a lot of complaints about the OG.
Yeah. On the Pro, it was really good looking even from launch, and it became like a flagship title for PSVR. And I love this game overall. It is like on a top 10 on our 25 list. But yeah, even the best looking games on the Pro, and this is going to be a trend that you kind of most likely start to see more and more. Even the best looking games, usually when you get to something that is kind of small and in the distance, or something that is just in the distance, you start to notice like some blur. Like, no matter how good looking the game is, there's always like some levels that once you get to a certain point, it gets blurry. This I noticed is pretty like clear. Like it didn't have that blur to it, and like so I feel like it actually let me see some kind of behind some of the smoke and mirrors they do, because it was designed for a Pro and not with the hardware for a PS5. So I feel like I noticed things that I didn't notice before because the frame rate is higher, because I can see a lot more clearly, and it was interesting. But yeah, I played the escape level, and it looked nice, man. It definitely, it's like how the PS4 to the PS4 Pro. This is like that same kind of jump so far.
Yeah, I struggled a little bit with the comparisons because I literally played one right after the other. And there were certain things that I was keeping an eye out for. I was like, okay, in the distance, these textures are kind of look blurry, right? I mean, it looks so good. When I was playing on PlayStation 4, I was like, man, I kind of forgot how good this game looks, right? And so there I am. I'm in the middle of a level. I'm just looking around. I'm totally fascinated by just how good it is. And then and then I jump into the PlayStation 5 version and I'm looking for these same exact details. I'm like, that texture back there, I'm like, it seems a little bit clearer. And then this thing over here seems a little bit clearer, but it's not, but there's no specific examples. Like, I'm doing this side by side thing. And and I don't think it really comes across at all on the social screen. I think that the social screen always looks a little bit cleaner. And so when you put the two social screens side by side, it's like, these look kind of identical. But in the headset, there's something like this. And I think more than
I
anything,
can even tell from where you've paused this, I can already see a little bit difference.
there's a little bit of difference. Like there's certainly like even the ground texture on the PlayStation 5, it's a little bit more detailed. And so there's, I think it's the frame rate more than anything though in Blood and Truth. This just felt better to me going from one place to another. There was something about it, in just an overall better feeling. There's certainly a little bit sharper, but it's one of those things where you're not going to be like jump in and go, oh my god, this is so much better. But overall, the feeling was just
Right.
improved.
Definitely better.
Yeah.
I agree though. That's tough for me, man, because how many people get into VR and they go, "Oh, it's PSVR is too blurry," and I feel like attacking the resolution is like one of the best things these companies can do, these developers can do, to combat that.
So okay,
This
good.
was smooth. This was smooth with. This was definitely a lot smoother frame rate wise. I definitely noticed the jump. But I feel like the resolution is going to be what people notice more, if that makes sense.
So I'm having issues over here. I just got a brand new Sony 4K HDR TV that has Sony 4K HDR plastered all over the box, as does the PS5. For whatever reason, it's telling me that my TV doesn't support 4K HDR. I don't know what's going on. I've tried every HDMI port. I keep switching, adjusting my TV settings. It's just telling me that your TV doesn't do HDR or 4K, and it's just not true. Like, it's not running through a breakout box or anything. It's just directly connected. So
What cable are you using?
I'm using the HDMI that it came with.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
sure.
and I'm getting annoyed. I'm just gonna restart it and hopefully that fixes it.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the port that you're using, but you said you tried all the ports.
I tried all 4 of the ports. Yep.
Usually it's the number one port is usually
That's
the one.
that's the one I settled on, and then I went through my TV settings and stuff and made sure it had HDR turned on. I'm gonna restart it. I'm kind of mad.
All right. Okay. Well, at least that sounds like the TV and not a.
I mean, yeah, keep us posted, man.
Well, it's not. I don't know if it's a TV issue. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Triangulator says, Dave, change the HDMI input setting to expanded on your Sony.
Oh, I did that already.
Okay.
I did that already. And I've tried all the other HDMIs too, JMO. Maybe just turning it off and back on will fix it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
But yeah, the frame rate resolution definitely the biggest jumps I noticed with this one. And it's a subtle upgrade, but it is an upgrade nonetheless. And I feel like it's nice, man.
Yeah. So yeah. Did you have a chance to play Firewall?
I didn't have a chance to play Firewall, but I did have a chance to play something else that I think is going to blow everybody's mind.
Blow my mind.
All right, so this is a game. We had this theory, and this is something I'm going to be tackling this weekend as well.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the possibility of games with dynamic resolution and how they're affected. Dreams, you guys. Dreams without even PS5 enhancements yet. Just having flat out dynamic resolution makes such a big difference. Anybody that had a PS4 Pro, you will know this. I know people on OG struggle with a lot of stuff, but people with a PS4 Pro, and this is something I'd like to stream tonight as well. Um, there would be these really solid looking games, but anytime you would run into a game in Dreams that was very detailed, like lots of detail, lots of movement and stuff, it would be super blurry. Am I right? Like
Yeah.
anything that like was supposed to look really, really good would look blurry, shimmery. The PS5, just with dynamic resolution, has made some of the blurriest looking things that I've experienced from Dream creators like almost completely clear. I mean, they look really, really good. There was a level that I saved before Dreams got the VR patch, and it was a paradise. It was like a waterfall, tropical trees and stuff going around, and I was so excited. And then when Dreams VR happened, I jumped into it, and it was like just completely blurry. It was so ugly. Now I jumped into it again with the PS5, and I was like, "Thank you, God." Dreams without even optimization. Imagine what happens when they optimize it more for the PS5. Um, Already, because it uses dynamic resolution, has made a huge jump with the power of the PS5.
Yeah.
Okay, so exciting stuff. Everyone's saying update your firmware, do this, do that, whatever. I think restarting it fixed it because now it says on the video output information, it says HDR thumbs up,
Excellent.
4K thumbs up. So I guess that was it. Thankfully, I'm not as mad anymore.
Good. Very happy to hear that. Yeah, so the only Dreams game I played was S. Doran's Tectonic racing game, and I'm right there with you, AJ. Like this, like it went from being a good-looking game, certainly a good-looking Dreams game, to being like practically crystal clear. I was like, holy crap! Like just like you look out on the distance, and like everything is sharp. Like I said, it was already good-looking, and I don't know if you can tell with the side-by-side here that I've got, but it is so much clearer. It's amazing. And so I'm really curious to take.
That's out.
I'm curious to take a look at some of the. That sounds like Astro's Playroom. I'm really curious to see some
It
of the
is,
like
for sure.
the blurrier games that I liked on Dreams, and see like even a more dramatic difference because Estoran's game already looked good, right? And so I want to see like what a difference it makes for some other ones. I had a very very limited amount of time to put
I
all this together today.
intentionally I intentionally went to some of the blurriest ones like that I tried before, and man, they looked like fantastic.
Well,
They
so
looked
did you guys get a single instance of that thing where it says, "Oh, sorry, we're going to flip you over to flat screen, or we're going to lower your frame rate or something because it's too intense"? Or did that never pop up at all? Because certain
uh
games would always kick me back. They'd say, "Oh, this is too much. You got to go to
no,
cinematic
no,
mode."
it's so smooth. In fact, I made
Okay.
Mega Man VR as one in Dreams. I made a Mega Man VR demo, and when you play it on the Pro, I mean, it sounds like your PS5, your PS4 is
You
gonna
have to
melt.
take off. Yeah.
And it chugged. You have a sliding move you can do in it, and like the music would slow down, the game would bog down. I played it on the PS5, nothing, smooth.
So, as far as Dreams goes, too, I don't know. Did you guys already bring up the thing where that creator posted his nitro levels? What do they call them? Is it nitro? What do you have that you work with? The charge?
Oh yeah.
Thermo.
Thermo, yeah.
Okay, so
Thermo.
the guy who's making this big Avatar game, that's actually there's part of it in VR that's pretty fun. He showed side by side this level he had made, where in the PS4 Pro, it was taking up like 56% of his thermo, which is the thing that you have to play around with, performance wise, before it gets too much for the game to handle. That same scene had 0% used on the PS5,
Wow.
which means it went from half to nothing. So that really opens up a lot of possibilities, A, for creators, B, for game players, because it sounds like when you get in, it just kind of renders it really well and it runs really smoothly, right?
Yeah, it's not only the resolution is so much better, but the way they just run is really smooth.
Oh,
No
that's
frame.
that's really exciting to hear,
Yeah.
actually, because that's one of those games where we knew that it had a variable frame rate and a variable resolution.
Yeah.
Because they tell you all over the place, like, hey, the resolution might get shitty. Hey, the frame rate might go down.
And this
So,
is pre-patch. This is pre-patch as well.
just
Imagine
out
if
of the
they
box,
do
yeah.
some out of the box, ready to go. So
So just to
yeah,
clarify, is Tectonic not S. Doran's game? Twitcher's saying that
He
it's
helped work on it.
Sondero Bros.
But he didn't make
it
it
is
himself, but
Pandora.
Okay,
he worked on it.
They
I think.
both did.
my apologies.
Yeah,
Then.
Estoran worked on it.
Don't want to not include anybody. That is a crazy thing about
We're
the
all family here.
Dreams creators. You know, it's like there's
Yeah.
usually more people behind the scenes than we think there are. But yeah, I've been saying S. Doran singularly since day one, so I apologize for that.
Okay, so I'm. Oh, okay. He said it was a bug. Twitcher says that was a bug. He says no real increase. We'll see. I want to wait to see if that's true or not, because I didn't hear anything about it being a bug. I just saw real creators being like, "Wow, this is awesome."
Interesting.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see as
And
we
I
move
think he even
forward.
said this is not a bug, but yeah.
Again, I wish I could have captured more footage of a lot of different games, but this was all happening last minute. I was like basically counting down to GamesCast all day today, going, how many games can I like shove in together here and talk about in a tiny little video and have it ready for GamesCast.
Yeah, my day was running around just hoping that I got a PS5 in time for the show.
Right, we
because,
definitely had three different stories going on here.
Yeah, and I don't think I told my full one yet, but basically, like, Walmart was driving me crazy all day. They said it wasn't there. They said it had been delayed, but there was a FedEx tracking number in their tracking history, and that said somebody at Walmart signed for it at 4:30 p.m. And so I called them and I was like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure this is in your store somewhere. Could you help me figure out if I can pick it up yet, or if it's in the back room or whatever?" And they were like, "No, we don't have it. It hasn't arrived. There's no way it could have." And then she was like, "Oh, I didn't know we had FedEx tracking numbers in here. I guess it is here." And then after like 30 minutes, she went to go look for it and found it. But I was like sitting in the parking lot, just doing laps, talking to people on the phone. Just like took forever. But just in the nick of time, like 5:45 p.m., I got the notification and I walked in and it was right there. And she said, "Are you Mr. Wilcox?" And I was like, I'm fucking Mr. Wilcox. Like, I've been talking to you on the phone for 30 minutes, lady.
Is Astro up and running on your PlayStation right now?
It is. I haven't tried it yet. Is it too loud? I'll turn it down.
Well, I mean, it's distracting as far as this conversation goes. But if you're going to play it, man, and get some impressions, like
that's what I was going to try and do. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but I'll mute myself while I'm doing it until I have a big wow moment. I'll talk about it.
Right on. I do want.
Is that better? I turned it down some.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me some more impressions, Brian. I'm actually people. I haven't played No Man's Sky yet, you guys. I have it downloaded. I've got some other stuff downloading too. Like I said, I'm streaming a bunch of stuff after GamesCast, and so we'll take a look at it there.
Oh my god, the intro to Astro's Playroom is so cool. Every PlayStation device ever released is flying at my face right now, including the PSVR at the very end. Nice touch.
Yeah.
That was the final one that they showed, which is really cool.
Lots
wow, that vibration is weird. Whoa, that's weird. Hold on. I see what you mean, dude. Yeah. That's funky.
Lots of VR references in Astro's Playroom. It's nice to see that they are pushing that. People are like, oh, maybe it'll get VR support. Maybe it will. I mean, I don't really care one way or the other. I want Astrobot 2. I'm really hoping that Astrobot 2.
This is really fun. Just the pure joy of this when you touch the adaptive trigger all the way and it rockets a little bit for the first time, you're like, oh, should I push it all the way? Should I be tender with it? And then you push it all the way down and it's like lift off. That's kind of fun.
Is there a way you can turn the camera towards your television?
It's not that long. I could put on my my phone camera and that's easier.
If you have an easy it looks good before. Only if you have an easy way to do it.
I will. I'll find a way. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Let's see. Delirium Drew with the $5 donation says, I want to see Dave's first 5 minutes of running around in Astro. Well, hopefully that's what we're making happen right now, Drew. Thank you so much for the donation.
I thought I turned this off. Hold on.
Wow, we're losing GamesCast members by the second. Actually, so one of the things I was talking about with Astrobot 2, I was really hoping that like Astrobot 2 will be the full-fledged VR sequel we're looking for. And I've got this theory, man, that like Astrobot 2 will be like 4-player multiplayer, that you'll be able to like do all these levels cooperatively or by yourself, and then the challenges will be like Mario Party mini games where it's like you can do them all yourself again, but like if you have 3 other people to play with, you could totally do like all these challenges and stuff and see who the winner is. And I could totally see Astrobot 2 being like a full-fledged like Astrobot campaign, but with also being like a Mario Party type game with friends. And I just think that would be the coolest thing ever, man. Like I think Astrobot has so much potential in that way. Because I mean, really, how can you top Astrobot 1? You can't just give us Astrobot 2 with more levels. Like I think you really need to add that multiplayer component that ended up. I think it was supposed to be 2 players, get stripped out of Astrobot 1. Okay, so here I am. I'm all by myself, and so since I'm all by myself, and Drew, I do think that Dave is setting this up here so that we're gonna be able to hear his reactions.
Be all by myself.
The most preferable at this point.
Right. My camera is unplugged, but it will be plugged in soon. I got this going. I can get the screen.
Nice. Jamie House says Astrobot without VR is like Resident Evil 2 remake without VR. Same experience, man. Resident Evil 2 is the game I want to play more than any other game, and every time I sit down to play it, I'm like, oof, like non-VR. This is if I'm gonna play Resident Evil 2 in non-VR, I just want to play the PlayStation 1 original, to be honest with you. Okay, so real quick, let me bring up my Firewall footage here, and here, let's play that. So Firewall, this is loading into what's the Office Space level called? I forget what it's called. I got the counters going here.
The social one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
here
it's
we go.
called Office or something.
I think it's just called Office. So 13 seconds to load in on PlayStation 5. I want to say it's almost double on PlayStation 4 Pro, but it's coming up. It's almost there. We're all just watching patiently. When's the timer going to stop? There it is, 30 seconds. So over double the amount of time on the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is crazy. And I had the same kind of feeling with this as I did with Blood and Truth, whereas like nothing specifically stood out to me. Like I would look at the environment, I'd look at items in the environment, like especially here. I'm going to pause it right here. This desk that's coming up on the left, like there's so much stuff on this desk. Again, Firewall is such a good looking game. Most of the levels are really detailed. A lot of them have like kind of like these, like a little bit of a blandness to it. But I think a lot of the early ones were really had some like really custom areas. And so you see this particular area here. I paused it there because I thought there was so much stuff and like pretty high level of detail going on. And I gotta say, what I noticed on PlayStation 5 wasn't increased level of detail. It seemed like there was more, and this is going to sound so dumb, it seemed more 3D. like it just felt like everything had more depth to it, and everything was, in the color palette kind of exploded a little bit more. I felt like you could see the colors a little bit more. I felt like there was a little bit more depth, but there was like no more detail added to the environment, and no more like, things further away weren't rendered better or sharper. It all kind of looked the same, just better. And I feel like I had the same experience with Blood and Truth. So these are really hard things to explain. And again, using the social screen, I put these things side by side going, man, I really hope there's something here that I can show off. And when you look at it, even on a big display, I know like this is just the corner of the screen, I looked at it and I was like, it looks almost identical on the social screen. So it's one of those things where you put on the headset and you'll see, oh, look at this.
Can you still hear me?
Can you
still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to lean towards the mic. It's kind of far away, but I think I got it set up. So I'm going to hit next. Okay, touchpad. Oh, we still got one of those, eh?
How's that? Doesn't that feel cool?
It feels cool. Yeah, the vibration under the touchpad and the little twinkling coming out of the controller. If you guys can hear that little twinkling sound. It's kind of nice. Although I'm not really a fan of speakers on controllers. But motion sensor.
Yes.
Full of Astros. Oh, there we go. We're going for a ride.
Now, real slow, man. Like allow them to roll from one side to the other, like slowly. That feels pretty cool, right?
This is Nintendo being like, oh, you can feel how many ice cubes are in the...
That's what I said at the start of the show. That's exactly what I said at the start of the show.
Oh, wow. It's rocketing off. Let's go. Oh, I have to press X. Let's go. Oh, it doesn't work.
You have to blow on it?
No, I just thought maybe if I said let's go into the thing, it would not make me hit X. Oh, wow. It looks even bigger on my TV. Actually, no, that's life size. That's the same size as on the floor. It's pretty huge. Yeah, so for comparison's sake, I'll show you guys what a Dreamcast looks like, and then I'll show you what the PS5 looks like. So here's a Dreamcast, right? That's a Dreamcast.
This is the strangest comparison. It's like, I don't think no one in the world was like, put it next to a Dreamcast.
So this is the size of the PS5 compared to a Dreamcast.
This is the only place online
where you'll see that, right?
Yeah.
Look at that big boy. Okay, so let's get back to Astro.
All right. I'm going to bring us back to...
I tried to jump into No Man's Sky real quick, but again, why I don't recommend using an external hard drive. Something is weird about this. It's the external hard drive is funky, and then it keeps trying to download the PS5 version, and it's not letting me use the DualShock and VR with the PS5 version. So it's kind of automatically trying to fix itself, and it's causing me issues. So kind of pain in the butt right now, but I'll try and get that sorted as soon as possible, because I want to see if No Man's Sky actually has some kind of visual upgrades. From what we believe, not yet, but I think if we don't have them at launch, I think we'll have them later on.
Yeah. It's pretty quaint of these developers to assume that I haven't already played Astrobot. They're like, here's how you play Astrobot. I'm like, no, buddy. I know how to play Astrobot.
Well, I mean, in all fairness...
That's a lot of vibration, dude. This thing is fucking vibrating like crazy.
In all fairness, more people have probably already played Astro's Playroom than have ever played Astrobot Rescue Mission.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
So the developers were probably pretty smart for doing so.
Absolutely, yes. I was just having fun talking about it.
I love that Dave's screen is just him playing Astrobot. This is fantastic.
Well, that's what people asked for. Drew paid $5 for that. That's good money.
That works for me, man. This is great. I like this a lot. So I also did check out Resident Evil 7. I actually only checked out the first couple minutes of that. You know, the second you get out of the car and you're walking through like the heavy foliage and stuff, like all the branches and the leaves and stuff. I figured that was one of the worst looking parts of the original game. And so I figured, like, if anything was going to showcase what the PlayStation 5 can do, it would be that. And I got to be honest, like, there were moments where I think stuff in the background ended up getting rendered faster than it normally would have on the PlayStation 5. But overall, I just don't think there was anything noteworthy to like write home about. It was almost nothing here. I'm actually bringing it up real quick here just so we can have it running. There it is.
I think the patch that we saw kind of got debunked as something related to it being a PS Now game.
Yeah.
Or like one of the PlayStation Plus games, but yeah, not necessarily the patch we wanted just yet.
Yeah. I mean, it was it still looks good. It still looks good. And honestly, when I was saying, the first part is the worst looking part of the game, that was my thought when I started it up. And then I actually saw it and I was like, man, this looks so much better than I remember it. And then on the PlayStation 5, I was like, yeah, this looks just as good. It looks fantastic. But yeah, I mean, but really, as far as I can tell, there's no change. The good thing here is that at least things don't look worse. At least things run perfectly, guys, or look, better. Yeah,
there are so many Sony references. They got Kratos and the boy here riding on the boat. Like, this is awesome. I bet
don't do too many spoilers though. Yeah, there are.
Oh,
I've been trying to avoid every single one.
I'm just playing one level and then I'm gonna can it and get back on screen or whatever. But
yeah, we're gonna want you back here to talk about your first impressions with the DualSense.
Yeah. Well, I just blew up, so this could be a good time. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That's probably enough. Drew only paid for 5 minutes of it, so if he wants more, he's got to pay for it.
I'm still testing No Man's Sky a little bit right now to see it. I'm trying to see if you can actually swap between the PS4 and the PS5 version. And it looks like I might actually be able to. It looks like it is booting. You mind if I take a quick jump into No Man's Sky real quick?
Not at all.
Oh, yeah, let's all show up.
I'll be right back.
You want to just turn your camera around and show it on the...
Yeah, turn
hold on.
This GAMESCAST is devolved.
If we had prepared, I would have been able to actually stream it from the PS5, like with my capture card, into Discord, which would have been a lot better video footage. Sorry, everybody, but we didn't plan for any of this. It just all kind of came together at the last second.
I can't believe we all have PlayStation 5s.
That's pretty incredible. After all the shit that would happen today, I'm happy.
I mean, like literally 9 hours ago, none of us knew if we were going to have a PlayStation 5 before the show.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad it all kind of worked out the way that it did.
I'm going to get back on. One second.
It's crazy. Oh, man. I will say that, first impressions of the console was was a little interesting. Um, this I hate the store. I really hate the store. I love that it's integrated into the console itself, and that there's no you don't click the store and then wait 5 seconds for it to load or 10 seconds for it to load and then go through like this almost web browser like experience. It is very much it's right there. You scroll over to the store and it's there on the screen. So I like that it's integrated, but I hate the way it's integrated because man, they need to make this better. Everything feels too curated to the point where it's like they only want to show you the stuff they want to show you, and if you want to find anything else just by browsing through the store, it's impossible. Like if you want to find something specific,
Brian,
just go to the search bar, and that is yeah. Are you there? All right, Dave's not there, but yeah. So finding stuff on the store, unless you just go to the search bar, unless you know exactly what you're looking for, like searching through the store is fucking useless now. Everything is curated. They go, we want you to see this,
Testing.
Hi again.
Hey, what I was going to ask is that thing that I talked about at the beginning when I was setting up, where you can do personalized recommendations for store results. Did you turn that on or off when you went through? Do you remember?
No,
It's on by default because they're probably tailoring stuff to you based on whether that's turned on or off. And it's probably easier to browse if they're not recommending stuff to you, to be entirely honest.
The first time I couldn't even find the VR section the first time I got into the store, and then once I found VR games, and I was only searching for VR games, suddenly there was a VR section available to me on the store. And so there it's certainly customizing and tailoring itself to what I'm looking for, but still it's dumb. It's still dumb no matter how you look at it. It's saying you should look at this game and this game and this game and this game and this game. But I was like, but what if I just want to like browse the store? And so luckily you can search for just PSVR. You can search. You can customize that how you want it from release date, newest to oldest kind of thing. But man, it just seems a little unwieldy and it seems needlessly complicated to do simple things. So hopefully Sony's like looking into that and seeing how it can just be like a better overall experience. But honestly, other than that, man, I'm like loving the new UI. I'm still getting used to it. You play with the same thing for 7 years, and it's just ingrained in your head. You're like, if I hold the PlayStation button, this happens. If I tap it, this happens. If I want to go to my library, I do this. You don't even think about it. But now you kind of have to think about it again. So it's taking a little time to kind of acclimate to.
So No Man's Sky.
Oh, hi.
Unfortunately, it is the same version. It is not.
Are you going to put it on the? Oh, okay.
Updated. It is still pretty blurry, and I know that is discouraging to some, because especially after playing Blood and Truth, which was enhanced, and even though not a big difference, it was slightly better. It was nice. Dreams was like this huge jump. I mean, you're talking from some of the really detailed blurry ones being crystal clear. It is a little like going into this. It is like, wow, how did I even play this in the first place? Almost. But that being said, I think No Man's Sky it has to get some kind of resolution bump at some point, because that's literally the only thing it needs. Is just like I mean, they could probably hook up the frame rate a little too, but really, you get that resolution in there, man. That's a top 5 PSVR game.
Absolutely. Real quick, we want to give a shout out to Jay Meow with the $2 donation. Says this GAMESCAST is so much fun. I think so too. I mean, we're kind of just
having fun.
I feel like we're flying by the seat of our pants a little bit, but that's okay, man. Like I'm really enjoying this and hanging out with everybody at the same time.
Yeah,
we've
my
also
hair gets
got
more deranged every time I get back on camera. I can't tell what's going on. I'd go play for a minute, and then it's like it blew my hair back when I was playing Astro.
We've also got Unintended Studios with a $5 donation saying, revving Nero's sword in Devil May Cry 5 was the first thing I did, and my jaw dropped just from that. Astro blew my mind beyond belief. This is great, man. Right. I love hearing from the cats. This is awesome. We also got
another one from Robbie B. That's £2. And he says, you guys are doing a great job of showing us this. If you call that a great job, I love it. I'm glad that you thought it was a great job. This is really makeshift. But I was actually curious to see, AJ, were you going to show off footage with a camera or something? Or no, you decided not to? Okay.
No, I might need to unplug and plug my breakout box back in because the TV started crackling. And I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I could try out is actually plugging in the adapter and seeing how that experience is, because I haven't done that yet. But that'll take me like 15 minutes.
The VR grid has a good point. He says, "Yeah, just like what's up, Brian?" He says, "Just like we've been saying for the last year and a half." I know, but at least they have. I really think that the reason No Man's Sky didn't ever get the pro patch or whatever is because it couldn't. I think it was at the highest resolution it could possibly handle with the PS4 hardware. And this update that they did was pretty significant. It added 32-person multiplayer, a slew of other things. They've been adding depth to the game, so hopefully they'll get a performance update to it. I mean, it's time to start asking for that, man, because that is, that's at least the PS5, from what I've seen, should be more than capable of handling the resolution now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Brian, what you got pulled up on your phone there?
And the first viewer takeover question comes to us from the Sofa King himself, Jeremy King. He says, "Hey, bud, I haven't used my..." It literally just came in seconds ago from Jeremy. He goes, "Hey, bud, I haven't used my PlayStation yet. Have you tried it out yet? I set mine up and transferred some save data, but that's it. Still been busy with work, so I won't be able to check mine out for another hour or some change." Well, he follows it up immediately by saying, "Oh shit, you're probably doing the show right now. Sorry, bud."
Yeah, I was like, is he subscribed or what?
Dude, do you know how many messages I've gotten from fucking GameCats in the last hour about PlayStation 5? And I'm just like, doing GamesCast live right now. Join the show. I was like, how do
you know of me? How did you meet me?
Right,
the show that we're doing right now. Like, that's where I'm at.
This is one of the few shows that actually has a schedule every single week at the exact same time. But that doesn't matter because everyone's excited about PlayStation 5. Yeah. So if people are setting up their PlayStation 5s, they've got better things to be doing than watching us. What do you got? What do you got? You got some dual shock?
Because I have to be here, but yeah.
What other PS5 stuff? We've still got a bunch of news, guys.
I actually haven't really said my impressions of the Astro with the controller because I just played it for the first time.
Yeah.
So there were a couple wow moments, like I said, like that first adaptive trigger thing where you have to push a little beyond and then it lights the rocket. That was like a big, ooh, this is fun kind of moment. But I agree with Brian that I think there's a little too much going on vibration-wise. Like, everything is making a little vibration the whole time. It's like, I like it, but I feel like they're showing off just like he was talking about the HD rumble. What is it? I can't read that. What did Jeremy say?
It was Jay Dow. Jay Meow in the chat. He's here, and he sent me a text just to fuck with me. He was like, "Have you?" He's like, "Have you played your PlayStation 5 yet?"
I'm surprised by how intense the rumble is sometimes too. It feels like this controller is heavier for sure, and I think part of that is to make it really land when it does those big rumbles. It feels like the whole thing is like oh my god, wow, it's an earthquake or something. So it can do a lot. I think the range of the motion, the vibration and stuff in here is pretty cool, and the haptic feedback and the triggers and all that. But I feel like as cool a showroom as Astro is, I'm already feeling like you are, like, maybe this isn't, you don't have to do it so much, like I'll take a little less of that. But it's nice. It's cool. It's just kind of, I'm just saying I agree with Brian. That's all.
So you're feeling like the switchiness of the DualSense.
Oh my God, my fucking hair. Sorry. I should just turn the TV camera back on.
Oh, okay. I think he's done with the. I think he's done with those DualSense impressions.
I am indeed.
Okay, so did it feel like the Switch to you?
Well, that's what I was trying to say. I agreed with you on that. It is like the HD Rumble. Did that not come through? I thought I said that.
I'm distracted all over the place. We got the chat going. Okay. I got Jeremy and Jay texting me. I'm okay. All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's move on to some news.
All right, man. So after the fall, a highly anticipated game we've been looking forward to said that they are going to delay it. They basically said they're going to be pushing it back to early 2021. This is Vertigo Games. And it was supposed to come out this year. It's been pushed back. I don't see it as a big deal that it's getting pushed back, although I think the game is potentially a big deal.
Oh, the game's definitely a big deal. We've certainly seen some things that Vertigo has published, I believe, since Arizona Sunshine. That took me a second. But I don't think we've actually seen anything they've developed since then. So we really haven't seen or at least not a big game, we haven't really seen what these guys have learned in the last 4 years. They brought they brought Arizona Sunshine over from PC, a game that was designed with teleportation in mind, and so when it kind of came across a little bit janky, it was like, well, that's because it wasn't really supposed to be the game that we got. And so there was certainly some jankiness inherent to it. So I'm really curious to see from the ground up developing a game with full locomotion and all these different concepts kind of thrown into the zombie shooter genre. I'm like, these guys could potentially kill it with this game. So I'm excited. I don't mind that it's delayed. I just want it to be good when it gets here.
So a lot of people in the chat are saying, with good reason, I think, maybe it's like that Astro Playroom is the way that I'm describing it, because they are really trying to show off the maximum potential of what this thing can do. So everything has to vibrate. So it makes sense, I guess. And when Drew says, I love the DualSense way better than I was expecting, I was just talking about the rumble and the feedback and stuff. The controller itself feels great. Ergonomically, it's really solid to hold in your hands. And the buttons feel nice. I like the D-pad a lot. It's a good controller. I was just talking about the feedback, not the actual thing itself.
So thoughts on the after the fall delay, Dave?
Sorry, I guess I won't say anything else. I don't know. What are we not talking about PS5 today or what? I don't know.
Oh, we're just moving on to news, man. We're already 2/3 of the way through the show, and we got to tackle some news.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about after the fall getting delayed, Dave?
It sucks. I wish it was here sooner, but delays sometimes are good because you get a better game at the end of the day. So, I guess no more PS5 talk. I'm good.
You think it's gonna be good?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty excited. I wasn't the hugest fan of Arizona Sunshine, but I think what I've seen of this one looks pretty good. And over the years, I've sort of softened my opinion on Arizona Sunshine. I like it more than I used to.
After Onslaught.
Yeah. Oh, Onslaught is trash.
Speaking of potential trash, Agony has announced that they will be following through with their VR version. This game came out like 2 years ago and said it was going to be have VR. 2 years later, now they are confirming that yes, it is still getting VR.
This is insanity. This is absolute insanity. I remember when this game first came out, and I pre-ordered the physical version of it because I was still super OCD about collecting every single physical version of especially PSVR games. I tell you right now, as soon as it came out, I think I watched Seraphim190 stream it, and I was like, this looks horrible, and he was like, yeah, this is horrible, and my copy of Agony is still in the cellophane. So this actually, it doesn't look like a very good game, period. So I don't know if VR can even save this one. It'll be interesting to see how much work they put into it.
Yeah, I remember my friend Brett from Board Dog Games. He streamed this in anticipation, and yeah, he said it was awful. But VR makes everything better, as a wise man would.
How much better is the question?
A lot better, in fact.
Well, there is some stealth elements to this game, and actually stealth is one of the things that people seem to not like about it at launch. So if stealth in VR is way better than stealth outside of VR, and so if they manage to nail that, I think we will see a slightly more positive reaction to it when we get the patch. If it's a patch, we don't even know. Maybe they're going to try to sell us this game all over again in VR, which would be really bad on their part, especially since it's something they promised early on.
If they do a Kona VR thing where it's like a $3 add-on or something, that's fine. I don't mind paying a few extra bucks for a VR version, but like a brand new version, not a good idea.
Yeah, agreed.
So, in some awesome news, awesome news, at least in my opinion, we had an article break from the VR dimension. These guys have been doing some good work lately. They caught up with some developers about Blair Witch, and we got that confirmed. Now they have mentioned Powder VR, which actually
the movie Powder?
No.
Or no? Okay.
Although I'd play that.
Yeah, I'd play that too. It's like Hitman except for a little different.
Sounds like a puzzle game. I don't think I'd like it.
Also, I love the positivity that you're giving the VR dimension, and I hope that it's warranted because so far
I've never heard of these guys before.
Well, they're pretty small, but they broke the news on Blair Witch coming to PSVR. They broke the news on Powder coming to PSVR, but so far, neither developer has said, like publicly on their Twitter accounts or on their websites or on their Discord that these games are coming to PlayStation VR. So either the VR dimension is doing some really great work in breaking these news stories, or they're just full of it. So we're gonna find out one way or the other eventually. So, but for the time being, we're crossing our fingers that they know what they're talking about.
Well, let me ask you something, wise guy. Do you have what it takes to alienate every speed record? Can you handle the frozen lakes and land that perfect landing after jumping over glaciers?
Are you asking Elvert this or what?
Will you master the mountain or let it master you? Find out when Turge Hawkinson's Powder VR comes to
Turge Hawkinson's. That's good.
Wait, that was the official PR statement about the game. That's the press release.
That was just something. But
you fancified it.
It is a mix between snowboarding, skiing, and wingsuit.
Right.
Oh, I like that. Powder. It makes sense now. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And the great thing is that there will be 6 mountains when it finally leaves early access. 6 mountains.
That's more than Rush VR has.
And you're going to be able to unlock a mode where you can, heli drop, like from a helicopter, just drop in anywhere on these mountains. So it's kind of like these big open mountains, and just you can go and explore them, which is really really cool.
I was always thinking when that Steep game came out, Steep flat screen didn't get great reviews or whatever. It was sort of mixed, but some people really liked it, and it was an Ubisoft game, and they started releasing all these, Eagle Flight and stuff, and I was like, oh, Ubisoft, come on, Steep VR would be a great idea. So it sounds like that's kind of what they're shooting for here, like go to any mountain anywhere, do any of these activities, just drop in, drop out, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sweet. That sounds incredible.
I never played those.
I'm excited for that.
I've been following this game for a while, actually, and I joined their Discord when they had like 16 people in the Discord. I think it could be one of those cases where it's like somebody that wants to get their game onto PlayStation. Maybe I have a feeling I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a long ways out. It's just now entering early access. Oh wait, no, hold on, wait. It might be leaving.
It's just about to hit early access.
Yeah, it's just about to hit early access. So I have a feeling it's going to be a while before we see this. Probably one of those, developers we've learned, we've dealt with enough developers now that they say, oh, we want to bring our game. They say, yeah, we're coming to PlayStation VR. And it doesn't always work out, but we know that they want to. So
they're more optimistic than I am.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
that's true.
Well, I love me a good snowboarding game, and I would love to see this make its way to us.
I don't know if you love a good snowboarding game because you like Cool Borders a lot.
Excuse me, Cool Borders.
Okay, Brian. I know he's baiting us. That was bait.
No,
he knows how we feel about it.
No, he's not baiting me. I'm not falling for that shit.
No,
he's just
Did you not exactly just fall for it? What are you talking about?
Because he's just got a bad opinion about Cool Borders for some reason.
He does. I agree with you. But
he
knows
and other really good PS1 games, and he's just wrong.
Many good PS1 games. Cool Borders.
I've accepted the fact that Brian Paul is not always right. I've just had to accept that fact.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man,
I remember the day I learned
lighting in this room all of a sudden. I look crazy every time I get my hair's not usually this bad.
It's a hard day.
So
it's a hard day here without Parole when I learned that wasn't always right.
So final story before we get on to this sale. Swordsman VR is experimenting with dismemberment. I've said that I think they recently added the Horde mode. I think dismemberment would add such a great dynamic to this Horde mode. And then like when they do the pirates and the skeletons or whatever it's going to be, like
the
have them shatter the mummies, have them turn to dust and go "Rrr," and turn into like black dust or locusts or something and fly away.
Yeah. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great, man. I think dismemberment is probably the thing that most people were asking for in Swordsman, and I think it'll be great when it gets here. And I really hope that that Sin Studios just keeps adding to this. People have asked if you could like grab onto your opponent, kind of like Saints and Sinners style, push them away, those kind of things. Man, like I haven't been
asking for that. Yeah, they've been asking for that grabbing feature. I'm like, I don't really care, but I could see it being cool. I'm not like against it. I was just like, it's like not the first thing I think of when I think of like what could improve that mode.
Right. No, I mean, and I honestly think that like as simple as the Horde mode is, I think it's my favorite mode in this game. I think he's really onto something with that. Why? Because it's scary.
Because it's zombies and
Yeah.
something kind of scary, kind of creepy. Yeah, of course that's gonna get the leg up with you.
It works for me. Everyone get your leg up with me. Everyone, go put scary shit in your game and then put your leg up.
Oh Lord! All
I
right,
don't even know
so
what that
it is time to run through this sale. There's another sale that happened, and we're gonna prevent this episode from being a 3.5 hour show.
Before we get to the sale, I do want to talk about one thing that came out today, in case anybody didn't know. Beat Saber got some DLC today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the BTS thing. We
Yeah.
got the BTS thing, right?
Dude, Halloween's over, man. What's going on over there?
Oh, no, I just don't like how my hair looks, and you guys have hats, so I figured I'd just do something.
I can take my hat off if you want.
I wish I had a hat. I just don't have a hat.
Feel better if I took my hat off?
No, I just feel better if I had a hat.
Well, here, you can have mine. I took it off. It's gross.
Just toss it to me.
Yeah. You won't catch it, man. You can't even see. Yeah, so this BTS update, I think it was 12 songs for $14, if I get that right. Came out today. I don't know anything about BTS. I know that they're like a boy band, like a K-pop boy band, 7 members in the group. That's what Wikipedia told me when I did a quick search. The interesting thing about this, it has these is it Tiny Tan? Is that what it's called? These like almost like bobblehead type like super deformed characters. The versions of the band are like kind of like flying into the scene and stuff. It's like, so when you see in this trailer that they're in there, they really are in the game, which is crazy.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That's new.
And so,
Yeah.
and you know, like Linkin Park brought us a very cool new environment where it was like radically different than anything we've seen before. And then this adds like, you know, the stage itself is pretty typical Beat Saber, but the addition of these super deformed characters is cool, and I think that fans will probably get a kick out of it. I just had a major problem when I was playing today because my height adjustment was way off for the first time ever. I've never,
wait,
ever,
did they do that
ever.
thing where they introduce an update and break the basic game again?
I mean, for me, yeah. For me,
That happened before.
I tried to reset my height settings. I tried to go in and like adjust the floor, and no matter what, I couldn't get my perspective to be low enough where I was at the normal level.
Well, so I have to ask you too. I didn't get a chance to try this out yet, or even buy it. You were speculating it was going to be the biggest, like numbers wise. Is that true? Is it the biggest number of songs we've ever had in the
Yeah,
DLC?
I don't think we've ever had more than 11 songs in a pack, and this one had 12.
That's exactly what you guessed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's cool, you know. And honestly, like first impressions of the music, it's not bad. You know, you think boy band, you're just like, oh my god, this is going to be awful. And it's
K-pop's a whole different thing these days, man. It's not just boy bands. Like, you know, I actually really like KDA Pop Stars, whatever that one is. Like,
Yeah.
I was hoping for more K-pop, really.
yeah, this is good, and there's certainly some variety in there too. It's, you know, it's not just strictly you know, like pop music. It's there's a little bit of rap and stuff. It's like they mix it up stylistically. I didn't even play
Yeah, I
through
think
all
that's
the
kind of
songs.
The K-pop template is like a little bit of rap here, a little bit of pop here, a little bit of something cool here, and then switch it all up and give it a big chorus. And it's delightful music for the most part, I would imagine, for Beat Saber. Like, it seems like it's built for Beat Saber, kind of.
Yeah.
So
I will say the color scheme that they give you though, I think one is red and one is purple, and my brain just can't handle that. Like my brain, one saber has to be red and one saber has to be blue. Otherwise, I can't do it, man. I've trained my brain to do that, and all the other color schemes are just useless, like too confusing.
Somebody suggested to wear this as a hat, and I guess I'll give that a shot.
Or
It doesn't
just-
look great, but
I would
it's
just-
something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sure why you're wearing it to
AJ
begin
is
with.
so displeased.
Jason Ewing with the $5 donation says, you guys are awesome, and I'm going to live vicariously through you until I can get my hands on a PS5. Thanks for everything you guys do. Jason Ewing, thank you for what you just did. We appreciate your donation. Thanks for being here and hanging out with everybody. We love you. So that's it, guys. I mean, it's I think that you know, I think this is going to be great for Beat Saber. I know a lot of people aren't fans of the genre, and but it's they're one of the biggest bands in the world, whether you like them
Yeah,
or
they
not,
really
or
are.
whether you've ever heard of them or not. And again, I have fallen in love with so much music on Beat Saber. I never thought I'd like Imagine Dragons, and I love that track back. I never thought I'd like the Timbaland stuff, and there's some songs on that I absolutely love. And this could be my next thing. I could see myself really getting into this a little bit.
I feel like, honestly, as a guy who knows that you're into like iCarly and stuff, I think you totally could get into this. Like, I'm not saying this ironically or to make fun of you or anything at all. Like, I mean,
I'm very open-minded, Dave. I'm very open-minded. I think, and the older I get, the less strict I get about the things that I love. When I was younger, I was like, I only like grunge music and punk music and rock music. And man, it's just like, as I get older, like everything is a possibility now.
Yeah, no, I'll hear stuff on the radio now where I'm just like, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. What is that? And I'll like look it up. I'm like, I must be getting old. I don't know.
And then you see it live and you're like, these guys are terrible.
Oh, they don't know how to sing at all live. Yeah, no, but it's fine.
And the crazy thing is, I've been to so many concerts of bands that like I didn't care about. And when a band puts on a good show, sometimes that can turn you around. Like a lot of my friends, fell in love with Dave Matthews Band the second they went to a show because he puts on such a good show.
Crash into me.
Meanwhile, I refuse to go to any shows because Dad's like, I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested at all in getting into Dave Matthews. All right, that's probably enough about Beat Saber. Hopefully, also by the way, there? it's not all I want to say about Beat Saber. I hate the new UI. I know that's like kind of old hat as far as like Quest and PC stuff goes.
Yeah.
I hate the new UI. It was so clean and easy to use before. Now it's like just kind of.
Can I ask you? Have you seen the UI for the new update with the multiplayer? And did they steal the same UI for this one? Is that what they did? They updated it to the.
Yeah, it seems to be the same thing.
It just doesn't have a spot for multiplayer yet.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like the new UI either. It's kind of unnecessary to change it. I don't know why they did.
I don't know. It does look like a block graveyard though. It's like there's just like these blocks that are all kind of like scattered around. They're all gray and like the arrows are falling off of them and stuff. I was like, ooh, this is where Beat Saber blocks go to die.
Yeah, right. I mean, when AJ's playing, they're all dead.
Right. He killed them.
Come to AJ to die.
Yeah.
He sliced them all in half.
This yet. I'm too busy with the PS5. I hate to say it. I really don't care about this Beat Saber pack yet.
Well, I know it's not your style of music or whatever, but
I'm saying that this was much more of a priority for me for now.
Absolutely. All right, man. I know that we all want to kind of get this show on the road here, so let's get
sale time.
Without Parole's Got Talent, it's sale time. Mm-hmm. These are new games that are on sale on top of the ones that were already on sale. I believe that this sale lasts until the 1st of December. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe that is correct.
All right.
I read that somewhere. I don't know.
Good. All right, man. I gotta have this list up and ready here for myself. And
make sure you guys let us know if you've played the game. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down. Vote with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes the community has different opinions than we do, which is great. That's why we keep you guys around.
All right. What's the first game on sale?
First game is Ace Banana for $5.99. If you have PS Plus, it is $4.49. I've actually never played this.
Oh. That's a quick no from me. It's a shitty archery game. No reason to buy it for any price.
It's a quick
banana thumbs down.
It's a quick no for me too. You're just doing this nonstop, and I tell you, like literally within the first 5 minutes, you're like, oh my god, I think I have carpal tunnel in my shoulder. It's terrible. It does some interesting things with this garden that you can grow like between stages, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but man, the rest of the game is just nope, thumbs down. So we're both giving it thumbs down.
Yeah, and real quick, get ready to jiggle because BitJellaBoy 30, that jiggly game cat with a $10 donation says, hey cats, still at work, but always great to spend the lunch breaks here with you guys. Much love and many meows to you all. Spread those meows around, everybody. And also, we got to give them a little jiggly.
Next, we have Animal Force for $6.39. If you have PS Plus, it is $4.79.
That's a hard no for me as well.
Yeah, Animal Force, really?
I didn't like Animal Force, no. Aren't you supposed to play it with other people too? It's like a local co-op thing, or no?
No, I think you're thinking
I remember
of
nothing about it because I didn't like it.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this one, and for $6, it's like, I mean, like seriously, just watch the trailer, and if you think you might be interested in it, I had fun with it, but yeah, I wouldn't pay more than $6. It's certainly one of those like only on sale type games, and I did do a review, so go check that out. So it's definitely
Before I get on to the next one, I got to give a big shout out to Duran Fan, the Game Cat, for putting this list together. Every time there's a sale, he puts it on Reddit. Almost forgot to give him a shout out this time. Not this time, Duran. Big shout out to you, man. Next, we have Astrobot Rescue Mission for $9.99. This is a hell to the yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have this game yet, $10 is like the best price I've ever seen for anything. It's incredible. Buy it now.
If you haven't played Astrobot, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Why do you have a PSVR if you haven't played Astrobot?
Yeah, don't forget this game. This game launched at $40. It eventually went on sale, or eventually got a permanent price drop down to $20. And so this is they're saying half price, but it's really a quarter of the price of what it launched at. $10 is an absolute steal, full-fledged game.
And I was totally happy paying $40 for it.
Totally, absolutely.
3 thumbs up?
Yes, all the way.
3 thumbs up.
No question about it.
Next, we have Blood and Truth for $14.79. Usually is $39.99. We just got done talking about this game. This game is one of my favorite PSVR games. It's like an action movie. I love James Bond movies. It recreates a lot of iconic scenes from action movies like Casino Royale, a bunch of other stuff. And it has a PS5 update. Yes, absolutely, yes.
Another one of these where it's like, why haven't you played it yet? Unless you don't have Move controllers. If you don't have Move controllers, obviously skip. But yeah, $15.
I mean, not obviously. You can play it with the DualShock 4. It's just not nearly as cool.
I played it with the DualShock earlier. It's just definitely not as good.
It's like, it feels like your hands are like handcuffed together.
Yeah, spend that money on a Move controller and then save it up for when it's an $8 sale in a year. You know?
Obviously, the problem is that the DualShock tracking sucks. So turning left to right, you lose tracking, makes it difficult.
True. Definitely,
but it is playable and it is still good.
And definitely thumbs up from all three of us, no question about that.
Absolutely,
3 thumbs
all
up
the way around
for Astro and Blood and Truth. Next, we have Bravo Team for $9.99. This game is awful.
Never at any price.
Never at any price. Don't play it at all. No, just don't waste your time. It is bad.
That's the one.
And yeah.
I instead of seeing all the thumbs down in the comments for this one, I want to hear from people in the comments that bought this anyway, despite our recommendation. And I want to know if anybody out there is thinking, you know what, this is way better than you guys say it is. I need to hear those. I need to hear that from people because I know there's people out there, and I just like to hear when people think we're wrong. It's like people think that like I'm like, my opinion's the only right opinion. It's like that's not fucking true. My opinion's no better than anyone else's, and I love to hear when people disagree in the comments, especially.
Well, I disagree that your opinion's no better than anyone else's because why do you think we're all here? Real quick, David Moore with a $5 donation says, "I'm still at work too. This job can suck it." I can feel that. Also wanted to remind all that last chance for PS5 at Walmart is 9 p.m. Eastern. So that's about 50 minutes exactly from now. They've been doing these hourly, like it's every 3 hours, I think. They'll open up a new batch. So, I mean, I didn't have a great Walmart experience, I'll tell you. I already told you. But if you can get it in your cart, man, good luck. Almost 1 hour from now. Keep refreshing those screens. And good luck, guys.
So, real quick, this is a 3 thumbs down from us.
Yes. Elbert said, "I'm one who bought it because you guys were shitting on it." I'm like, well, but you need to fill us in on the rest of that. Did you end up liking it?
He was always being contrary.
I don't think you're. I don't think it's been contested.
Do you think if we lower people's expectations enough, they go in and go, "Well, this isn't that bad," because they expected it to be just garbage, and they were like, "Oh, this is playable. Why did they shit on it so much?"
Like Deadlands,
it's really bad
or whatever.
Deadland's fine. I like Deadland.
It's playable. That's the only.
I'd rather.
Usually playable.
Deadland is straight up
mostly playable.
Is a better game than Bravo Team.
I think it's more fun.
It's more fun. You can unlock a cool flamethrower at the end.
I'd rather pay $5 for Deadland than $9.99 for Bravo Team.
Absolutely.
Yes, Ultra for $4.54. This game's too blurry.
Never at any price.
Too blurry.
I know. Ignore my review because in my review I was pretty positive about it. But yeah, it is just too blurry, especially when you mistake one chess piece for another because it's so blurry, and so you lose because you were like, "Oh, that wasn't the chess piece I thought it was," and you totally just check.
Not a good fit.
Not great. The only cool thing is you can play against the Grim Reaper, which is kind of fun.
That is kind of.
But it's blurry as hell. You can barely tell he's the Grim Reaper. So.
I'm gonna get some flack for this next one. Derosine for $9.99. Look. If you don't
hold on, AJ, stop. how come you get to lead off the discussion? Let's start with something positive. Derasine, I think Brian and I are going to say something positive, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think this is a great price, $10. If this is the kind of game that you like, it's from software, so it's got some cool, backstory. There's a bunch of lore. It's kind of spooky. You don't really know what's going on. And it's, if you can get over the teleportation, actually a really cool puzzle game. I know we got people in here who love this game. For $10, I think it's a steal. You should pick it up if it looks interesting to you. So thumbs up from me.
It's like, I think the whole thing kind of takes place in this British boarding school or something, and for some reason there's only like 6 kids around, and so it kind of has this weird tone at first where it's almost too wholesome, and it's like I think we should go get this snack, and I'm like, oh Jesus, fucking shoot me, right? But but eventually it's like it gets crazy dark and disturbing, and it's like, and the further you get into the game, especially like the last third of it or so, it's like, nope, this has my name written all over it, and I grew up with point and click adventures, and this is sort of like the evolution of those for VR. Big thumbs up for me.
Well, and here's the thing too. Also, real quick, From Software grew up with point and click adventures as well. Everybody thinks about Dark Souls, Demon Souls. They used to make games like this. That was sort of where they came up. Like their older games were games like this, point and click adventure style. So it's actually a throwback for them to their older days of being a developer.
What did they? I gotta ask. What did they do before Kingsfield?
I can look it up right now. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm just curious now.
So let me get my 2 cents in here.
Please do.
Teleport only, click turning, the slowest game ever made.
You sound like every dude on Reddit right now.
Teleport only, click turning, like figures that don't really move, but that's not really what bothers me. Just boring, man. So boring, and coupled with teleport and click turning only. And I just can't stand this game.
It's boring if you don't get invested in it. If you get invested in it, it's not boring. I feel like people could play the Invisible Hours and be like, this is so boring. I don't care what's going on. It's like the same concept. Like if you don't engage with it, it won't engage with you. But sure. If it clicks, it's a good one for $10.
Anyways.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. Let's move to the next.
And just as a side note, they made Echo Knight 1 and 2, which I didn't realize. I always know that as those Age Tech games, but those are great PS2. Those are great PS2 adventure games, kind of in the style, but not really. Sort of a little bit.
Dying Reborn for $3.99 with PS Plus $2.99.
It's not the worst escape room I've ever played, but I don't love it. So I'm going to do a midway. Like, if you want it, sure, it's cheap. It's not the worst thing ever. What do you guys think?
I haven't played it.
Oh, okay. Brian?
I think for the price, it's kind of awesome for the price. It's an escape room game, but it has like my name written all over it with like the creepy tone and like it's almost like they certainly want to make Saw the VR game. They were like, oh, you've been captured and now you're stuck in this room and evil works behind the walls. And it's like, and I actually thought some of the puzzles were really well done. And I feel like it holds up. The thing is there's only 3 escape rooms, I think, or 3 in the final version. Whereas like the Vita and PlayStation 4 proper one have, I believe, 6. But for this price, man, I really, really enjoyed it. There's one puzzle late in the game that is absolute garbage. It's one of the last puzzles you solve that I literally had to pull out a calculator for, where it's like you have to count calories or something like that. And it was so dumb. But besides that, for this price, yes.
So AJ, you're a middle vote because you haven't played it. You're right in between.
All right.
So I got a light thumbs up. Brian's got a full thumbs up. You've got a who knows.
Everybody's Golf VR for $9.89
Studios. Good one. Of course.
All right.
And we're sort of back, kind of back.
We should be back, man. We should be back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. For anybody watching live, apologize. OBS just crashed on me, but I think we're back up and running. Everybody's Golf VR. The caddies are annoying as hell. I said annoying as fuck, and people get mad at me about that.
Wait, why? Yeah. Oh, I saw that actually, and I was like, that was a little much cursing for the news or the whatever it was. Was it the news or something like
you
that?
know what, man? It's like, you know,
Oh yeah, it was funny.
you're gonna watch without Parole, grow a pair.
That's true. Grow a fucking pair, Jesus.
No, I feel bad for anyone who watched with their 6-year-old expecting a news report not to have swearing in
Yeah,
it.
and it's like,
My news.
this golf game looks so colorful and sweet. My kid would love it. This fucking game.
Yeah, yeah. So the caddies are annoying as fuck, and there's no multiplayer. But I mean, but other than that, I think this is a phenomenal golf game.
Yeah, for sure. If you don't have it yet, great pickup. And forever, if some reason, like one of your move controllers stops working, you can still play everybody's golf. Doesn't matter.
For under $10, absolutely, man.
Yes.
Great gameplay, great tracking. Your news thing nailed it. 3 thumbs up?
Definitely.
Yeah, 3 thumbs.
All right. Definitely has some flaws, but definitely worth it.
Pretty good.
Let's see here. Where did my list go? Come back to me, list. We've got Farpoint for $9.99. Pretty much. I mean, look, Farpoint is my favorite PSVR game besides Saints and Sinners. I think Saints and Sinners is the best PSVR game. I still think Farpoint is probably my favorite PSVR game. I haven't played it with the DualShock though, so I don't know about the DualShock. But if you have an aim controller, it is like a no-brainer. Amazing story, and the whatchamacallit, the co-op is mind-blowing. So good.
I agree with everything you just said, so I won't repeat it all, except for the fact that Saints and Sinners is the best play. No, I'm just like, fucking, we all know Resident Evil 7. But yeah, big thumbs up on Farpoint. Dave?
If you got the aim controller, you must have this game. If you don't already, it was designed for and alongside the aim controller, or in fact, the other way around. The aim controller was designed for and alongside Farpoint, which is good to remember because it works really damn well in this game. They added a ton of co-op features, online multiplayer stuff. Yeah, $10 is a great price for this.
Speaking
and
of,
it's got a good story too. Shout out Rob Yescombe, who we had on the show before. Good narrative, surprisingly.
Favorite, yeah, very, very good.
So
3 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up.
Oh yeah, of course.
Speaking of aim controller, Firewall 0 Hour is $12.99 currently. This game is really, really good, and I do know a bunch of people that played this with the DualShock and liked it. And it also is the second game to announce having a PS5 patch. It is PS5 ready, although I missed Brian's little spiel on it. Hopefully it was positive.
The load times are faster, for sure. Everything else just kind of looks better. Maybe more.
Yeah, he said it looks basically the same, but the load times are noticeably better. Yeah. What I'm curious about, though, is like when you're in a lobby with people who've got PS4s, do I load in and then sit there and wait for them to show up for like 10 seconds? I feel like that's what's going to happen probably because you can't just get in earlier than everyone else.
Right. Good point. Very good point. But yeah, I mean, definitely one of the best multiplayer game on PlayStation VR. One of the longest lasting. They keep updating it, man. Like it's 2 or 3 times bigger than it was at launch. It's hard to complain about Firewall, especially for this price. So you should already be playing it.
Yeah, I mean, Squadrons and Firewall are the best multiplayer games on PSVR. So 3 thumbs up from us.
Definitely,
of course, absolutely.
Gran Turismo Sport for $9.99. This one is interesting.
It's good. You should buy it for $9.99 because they've added so much. And AJ, you shout from the rooftops how everyone has overlooked this game, especially if you have a wheel. If you got a wheel, it seems like there's enough there.
You have a wheel,
for $10, it's like you've got to own this. Even with the DualShock, I had fun when you told me to go back and try it out. Like I was like, really? Like, should I? And then I did, and I had fun, and I liked it. So, $10.
The physics, man. The physics, the tracks, the graphics. Yeah, it's. I love the cars in this game. Have a lot of attention to detail, and the tracks are really fun. There's only 2 race modes. There's time trials, and then there's like race against a ghost or one other AI racer. But I've spent 15 plus hours in this with, just the VR portion alone. And yes, you don't have access to the full game, but there's a lot in there. There's a lot of tracks. There's 25 different stages, and each of those 25 stages has like a different daytime, nighttime, something like that. So, but that being said, Please, Polyphony, give us Gran Turismo 7 in VR.
Yes,
PSVR
of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to pay $60 for this, at launch, and you're expecting the campaign and a full grid of racers and all that stuff in VR, then I would understand people's disappointment. But for $10, knowing that it's knowing what you're getting, there's certainly way more than $10 worth of content here. So yeah, no question about it. Well,
Three
good
thumbs up.
Three thumbs-
This sale is an add-on to the previous sale, but I feel like we've got way more thumbs up, like per capita or whatever here. Like the percentage of thumbs up we're given.
Give it time.
Well, I'm just saying, like you're getting Astrobot, Blood and Truth, Gran Turismo. It's like a pretty goddamn good sale.
Yeah.
I mean,
These are all must-haves for the most part, unless Stunt Kite is coming or something.
Maybe. Here They Lie for $7.99. This is an interesting one. This hasn't gone on sale for a long time.
One. All right, I guess we're back, man. Fucking OBS is. Yeah.
I like how they do that loading sign. That's great. But yeah, Here They Lie. Amazing, scary as hell in the beginning, scary as hell in the ending. Really trippy in the way through. Really twisted, dark, and trippy, but really cool. Dave stepped away for just a second. He said yes. Yeah. I'm giving this a thumbs up as well.
Yeah, this really, I think, still one of the most amazing PSVR games out there. This was an amazing launch title. I think whatever they did to patch it at some point, I don't know if it's for the Pro or whatever, but it looks stunning in the headset. Just like, it just looks amazing. I absolutely love this game. Very twisted. There are people who told me that like they can't get by a certain part because it scares them too much, and for me, that gives it even more accolades because if it's too scary, that means they did something right, and I love it, man. I absolutely love this game.
It is like only towards the beginning though. It's like literally the entire middle of the game is not scary at all.
Yeah, there's a good chunk where it's not terribly scary. But I think the beginning that you're talking about is longer than just like the intro. It's certainly like the first third and then maybe the last third. There's a third there somewhere in the middle where maybe it's a little more of a walking sim.
All right, so that's 3 thumbs up for that. Next, we've got Hustle Kings VR for $7.99. I don't even remember being able to purchase this.
No,
I remember it would always tell me like unavailable. You want to skip this one? I don't even think you can purchase it. That might be a mess up.
Oh, okay. Well, let's skip it then.
Yeah. Next, we have quick while Dave's away. Immortal Legacy: The Jade Cipher for $9.99. Brian.
One of my personal top 10 favorites on the PlayStation VR. Certainly not something I recommend to every PSVR gamer because it's not for everybody. But man, part Uncharted, part horror, visually stunning. I love this game, man. Absolutely, thumbs up.
I agree. Not under $10. Yeah, like you said, a little bit of Resident Evil, a little bit of
Which game?
Immortal Legacy: Jade Cipher.
Oh, you know what I think? Middle of the road for me.
No. So that's 2 thumbs up, 1 middle of the road.
I'm giving it 2 thumbs up, and so it's 3 thumbs up and 1 middle of the road.
That doesn't count. You're not allowed to do that.
Lethal VR for $7.49. While this was okay, with Gun Club is also on sale right now. Just get Gun Club instead. Much better shooter.
I agree with AJ 1,000% on that. There's with that in the world, Lethal VR is sort of irrelevant. Like there's no reason to buy it.
I don't think there's no reason to buy it. I do understand that like Gun Club is way better, but also this game has been on sale even without Plus for $3.74, and I feel like that's the perfect price for this game. Yeah. So if you're interested in picking it up, wait for it to be literally under $4. You'll play through it a few times, you'll have a blast, and because it does things different than Gun Club, and I like what it does different than Gun Club. But when it goes on sale for so cheap, I would say thumbs down on this particular sale.
I'm thumbs down on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 thumbs down, 1 thumbs up.
Pretty much.
No, 3 thumbs.
3 thumbs down.
I'm sorry,
3 thumbs down. It's 3 thumbs down.
Yeah.
You said you specified. I got distracted. These comments about Immortal Legacy are hilarious.
Everybody loves it, right?
Right? I just love it.
Right?
I love it when Justin Credible says Immortal Legacy.
Legacy.
Oh man! And then Mikey Sensei, of course, bringing up his
Cookie
encounter
pie.
with Cookie Pie. All right, Light Tracer for $5.99 with PS Plus $4.49.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was a weird way to implement like a platformer puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you directed the character using the light beam from the move controllers was just weird and unsatisfying. And I just kept falling off when I didn't want to. And I didn't like this at all.
Yeah, very unwieldy. For a game that requires a lot of precision, the control scheme was not precise.
Not good at all.
I give it a thumbs down.
Yeah, it's like if you're playing, what was that one, the launch title that had a similar input method where you'd point and they'd move
Wayward
to it.
Sky?
Wayward Sky, except that game was actually decent, whereas this game was not.
All right, so that is 2 thumbs down. I haven't played it, so I don't know. I've some of these games.
And I tell you, you'd give it a thumbs down if you played it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, absolutely.
that's 3 thumbs down.
No Heroes Allowed VR for 989 Studios.
I apologize for
Brian.
not having trailers for half of these, but this game is amazing. I love this game.
Me too.
Totally underrated.
And we don't talk about it much. Nobody talks about it much, but really polished, really colorful. It really pops in the headset. The art design is great. And the gameplay is cool. Like if you like sort of RTS games or like hero-based strategy stuff or whatever, it's pretty cool. And you're playing as the bad guys, which is a fun twist on everything. AJ, what do you think of this one?
So I think I bought this game a month or 2 ago, something. Actually, a couple, maybe probably more, probably like 3 to 5 months ago. And I don't think it's like a super like VR game. You know how we kind of say like games are more VR than others.
VR as fuck, yeah.
But this game is such a good game. Absolutely gets my thumbs up. I played this from like start to finish, was hooked on it, was having so much fun. It's just such a good game. I absolutely endorse it. Yes.
3 thumbs up, I think.
3 thumbs up. Again, sorry for no trailers, man. I tried to download this one. It's a 25 meg trailer, and it's just refusing to download. It's downloading at literally a half a megabyte per second. I'm like, what's going on right now? This is crazy. All right.
So, real quick message for the chat. There's a guy in here who says, "Unsubbed. My comments never come up. You suck." Well, here's the thing. If your comments never come up, it's because you suck, and we kicked you out, and that's why.
No,
Mike Ramuzzi.
No, I just allowed his comment. I don't know why it's not working. That's not on us, dude.
Yeah, no. If a mod hit you, it's because you were waiting to get hit by a mod.
No,
I'm sorry.
no. I think his comments coming up in the chat. It's not coming up on the thing.
Oh.
But
What?
I don't know why. I don't know.
Is he joking? Or maybe he's joking. I don't know.
I don't know.
Joking.
Listen, here's the thing. Just a heads up. No one is banned on this channel currently.
Yeah.
So it's not Mike. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did just get timed out, so
Yeah,
he's up to something over there.
Oh,
Mods are doing their job.
all right. So, good.
Doing God's work out there. Thank you, mods.
That's on your side, man. That's not us. Except for getting timed out now. That's definitely.
And
anyway.
Jay, lay off, man. Leave the guy alone. You don't need to time him out for saying that. Well,
really?
we don't mind people venting in the comments.
He didn't ban him. He just gave him a time.
Right.
Just
Just a little slap on the wrist.
Mike, we'll see you again in 300 seconds. We apologize for the delay. ET2K9.now said with a $10 donation says, "Happy console release day." Happy.
Isn't it?
Go, baby.
PS5s. Everybody got PS5s.
Oh yeah. And sorry, I've been really bad at paying attention to the chat for the last little bit here, so I've been sorry if I've been trying to change these trailers out and OBS keeps crashing on me. So sorry that I haven't been paying attention like I normally try to.
No banana hammers. All right, Pixel Gear for we all three gave No Heroes Allowed VR thumbs up. Pixel Gear 439 with PS Plus 329. This game it's decent, but I think there's just too much stuff. It's decent. It's kind of worth that price. Like, it's not bad.
I think it is. That's the first game I ever streamed. And the thing I'll say about it in its defense is that if you have somebody to play with couch co-op, the couch co-op mode is actually really fun with a few people because it's got this hide or seek thing where, like, you're in VR and you can only see a certain section at a time, but everybody else is trying to hide from you and impersonate, like, trees and stuff and then move when you're not looking. So it's kind of got a fun, on the flat screen, you can see where the VR player is looking with a big cone of vision. And it's way more fun than it has any right to be for this game. The other thing I'll say is the tracking is really precise. Like, the first thing I noticed was, wow, like, I'm getting headshots like crazy in this game. So whatever they did with the single move controller is actually really pretty well done. I would say thumbs up for me on this one. I think it's decent. Like,
I always point to 3 games that I dramatically overrated early on in my review writing career, and it's this, Dext, and the other one will come to me. But I was pretty.
Dext is also just okay.
Yeah, I was pretty high on this when it first came out. I thought what it was doing was very cool, but again, time has kind of put things into perspective, and I'm just like, this is okay, totally skippable.
Just okay.
I'm giving it a thumbs down.
Really? Not even for the multiplayer mode? Not even a middle of the road for the multiplayer? All right, well, I'm a strong thumbs up then.
Look,
I think you guys, if you have that use case for it, if you can do that with people, get it for the multiplayer.
I think it's okay. I just don't think it's really worth it.
There's nothing else like this multiplayer mode on PSVR. That's all I'll say.
Let's go.
It's the only game that does this the way it does it, and it's fun. So that's why I've got it.
I'm not calling it a bad game. I'm just saying skip it.
Yeah.
PlayStation VR Worlds for $5.99. You should have this the day you bought a PSVR.
They should just include this for free, really. I mean, it's like a fancy demo disc for the most part, but it's great. I mean, there's some really good experiences.
AJ, you just recently played Scavenger's Odyssey again on Worlds.
And Luge.
And Luge.
I love both of them.
You loved Luge, really? Like, Luge didn't really work for me.
I love Scavenger's Odyssey.
Luge sucks ass, dude. Luge is not good.
I didn't get the sense of speed from that at all. Why are you hugging your PlayStation 5 box? What's happening over there?
He just can't be away from it for too long.
The chat was commenting on it, and I'm just like, I know, I love it too, man. Thank you.
That's nice.
I mean, obviously, London Heist and PSVR Worlds. PSVR Worlds is, Ocean Descent is like amazing to stick relatives into and stuff, or people friends, whatever, for a first time VR experience. But yeah, I think it has issues, but I still like Luge. Scavenger's Odyssey is not as bad as people made it out to be. So yeah,
I think Scavenger's Odyssey is the best thing on Worlds, to be honest, and because it felt most like this could potentially be a real game if they spent some more time with it. But I mean, yeah, with the London Heist being kind of like the precursor to Blood and Truth, and as you said already, what Ocean's Descent is like something you can throw anybody in. You throw your mom into it when she comes over, be like, check out VR. All you have to do is sit there and let it happen. It's all cool stuff. And I didn't agree with the $40 price tag at launch, but for $6, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Most people probably have this. This is another one I want to see if it got an update for PS5.
Gabriel,
this is a great one.
Gabriel 004 GameCat said title screen alone is worth $5.
Right?
Yeah, man. Just playing around in there is so fun.
I totally agree. The title screen is like the best title screen. Riggs Mechanized Combat League for $7.99.
I wish it had an online community or something. Like it could have been a great game. It just never happened. It's an okay game. I don't like how they tried to mix Rocket League with multiplayer deathmatch and never landed on a good approximation of either of them. I think it's too confused to be a compelling game because it's trying to do too many things at once. It's trying to be a sports game, it's trying to be a shooting game, it's trying to be a mech game, and like it's well presented, it's polished, but it never clicked for me. I was never like having a lot of fun with the gameplay.
There's only one problem I have with it. I think the gameplay is fun. I think the graphics is fun. The graphics look great. I think the design of the game, everything about it, I loved, except for one backbreaker, and that is the AI. The AI on your team can like randomly just be terrible and get like out leveled easily, and then it's like, I don't know. I'd rather be playing this solo without a team that sucks. And then also the enemy AI can spike. So for that reason, if it was cheaper than $7.99, I'd say yes. But because it's $7.99, I'm going to go no here.
I don't have a problem with the price point. I think that this was actually a really good game for $40. But I'm in the same boat as Dave. Like for some reason, like I played this for hours, and people go, "Can we have a Why We Love episode on this?" And I'm like, I would if I could feel like that I knew what I was doing enough. Like I feel like I don't get it. Like I play for hours and hours and hours. I'm like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing, but like I'm not having fun. There's always people saying how great this game is. I'm like, it's not there for me.
It's a good experience. It's a good experience.
Like I feel like it's probably a great game. I just don't. I just it just hasn't clicked for me yet. And if it hasn't clicked for me at this point, then it's not going to. So my thumbs down is a very personal thumbs down, being like I'm just not having fun with it. But there are so many cats that love this game, and I'm like, well, I'm jealous, man, because like it just never clicked for me, and I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you're not alone, or we're not alone, because like the online community never really took off. Like there was never a consistent player base for this, like Firewall and other games got. Maybe that was the time it was released. Like this game would have done better a year or two into the life cycle of PSVR instead of a launch title, because there just weren't enough people who had a PSVR to make this a happening online game. And like I probably could have overlooked my sort of, not disappointment, but just like the idea that the game wasn't really my favorite thing if I was playing with friends and got into it and there was like strategies and we talked as a team and stuff. But it never happened because there just wasn't a community behind this game. So I think it was kind of dead on arrival, unfortunately. But yeah, thumbs down for me as well.
Yeah, sad because it's actually a pretty decent game.
Sad.
All right. Let's see here. What do we got next? Salaryman Escape for $6.39. PS Plus $4.79. No.
Nah, never.
It's so
really
bad.
game.
It's so bad. It doesn't work
good.
well. No, physics are
Well,
garbage.
even if it did, it's not even a good game.
It's not even a great concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love the idea of escaping from my job as much as the next guy, but this is not it.
Yeah. 3 thumbs down. The Impatient for $9.99.
The Impatient.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no on this one also.
It's a 2-hour. It's kind of. I know Brian played it like 12 times, but
6.
It's a 2-hour. I exaggerated that on purpose because 6 is still way more than
Way too many. Yeah, no, I know. I know there's branching paths and stuff, but that's a little much.
That's way too many. I actually enjoyed this game around Halloween, but it was 2 hours and it was done. And it had like maybe 1 or 2 scares in it. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, go. We'll all vote in the end.
Okay. Well, here's what I think. I think that it's finally the right price, because when this launched, I think what, $30 or $40. I think 30. I was like, ooh, it's rough, especially for a 2-hour game. And it's always a little too much for me when the developer goes, no, you're supposed to play it over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, but there are major chunks of this game that are just having a conversation with somebody, choosing yes or no. And these conversation trees don't really bring you anywhere else, right? You have to have these same long, drawn out conversations. And so it's not a fun game to replay over and over and over again, or at least a solid third of it isn't fun to replay over and over and again. And then you got to remember what decisions you made the last time so that you can find your way to a different ending. That being said, so I wish it was a 4-hour game, that they just taken all these pieces and put it into one playthrough. But I think for $10, I think there's something here, and I actually think some of the jump scares or some of the actual scares are really, really well designed. I think graphically it's pretty impressive at points. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up for 10, but just know that exactly what I just said. It's like it's a 2-hour game that you're going to have to replay, and you might not want to.
Yeah, I'm thumbs down because save your money towards a PS5, and there's like a lot of other games here. You can't tell them to get both Immortal Legacy and Impatient.
Well, I would tell them to get neither, but
I'm definitely fucking telling them to get both of those games. Yeah.
Well, so thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thumbs down. 2 thumbs down, 1 thumbs up.
Mine was a very big qualifier to go along with my thumbs up. But yeah.
Just so you know how things work around here, there's a guy named GameCat, Sean Paul, and I love you all, and says, "Where do I get the free PS5? I'm here for the giveaway. Where do I enter?" And I said, "No, there's no free PS5 giveaways." And he says, "Oh, I even changed my name and everything." That's not how this works, guys. That's no PS5s for changing your name to GameCat.
No, actually, no. And
he's been around forever. That's my dude.
So he's just joking. He knows there's no free PS5s around here.
Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Don't fall for the bait.
Well, so when does Gorn come out? I'm gullible, I guess.
I think it's supposed to be fall 2021.
Excellent.
Tilt Brush for $14.99. I'm sorry. I know Dave gets mad every time I say I'd rather play Dreams or something.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Well, I'm not going to get mad. I'll be fine.
Well, This game is just so much worse than Josh's game.
Well, so I think for me, part of it is this is one of the first VR experiences I ever tried on a legitimate headset. There was like a Microsoft Store like demo thing where you could play Space Pirate Trainer, Tilt Brush, and like one other thing. And so Tilt Brush, as an initial VR experience for people who aren't that used to it, is kind of magical. Like being able to draw in 3D space and walk around and look at what you drew. And for artists, there is a lot you can do with this. So I'm still going to give it a thumbs up. I think Tilt Brush has always been a cool app, but I'm biased because it was one of my first ones.
Well, over here in PSVR land,
Yeah.
over here in PSVR land, it wasn't the first. In fact, it was the third.
Sculptor VR and
Cool Painter,
Cool
then
Painter.
Sculptor, and then this. And it was like, well, we've already had two similar apps like this. And then on top of it with Dreams, where you're like, you don't just create 3D art, you create 3D VR games,
experiences.
Yeah, and I think all three of these things, as cool as they are, have sort of like, they were great when they came out, and then they've been superseded. So personally, I'm giving it a thumbs
That's
down.
fair. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs down too because I wouldn't pay for Microsoft Paint, and I'm not gonna pay for.
Wow,
Tilt Brush.
wow,
Not
that's
Microsoft
just straight
That's
up
the
mean.
harshest thing I
Now you're trolling.
Microsoft Paint in VR.
That's fucked up. Dude.
I
Although if
wouldn't-
it was a free app, it would be nice. Like
if it was
nobody
like-
would talk shit if it was
Yeah.
a free app.
Yeah, I think it'd be and that's kind of, even though that was mean. That's kind of like what I'm getting at. Like,
Well,
I think
listen, Google doesn't have enough money. They need more money. They
Yeah.
can't release it for free. They're going broke over there.
Tohu Kabuto 5 Burst Battle
No,
799.
No, that's
no.
a hard one.
I love
It's like a
that. I
Dreamcast
don't know if you
game.
guys saw
It
this
plays
on
like a
Reddit.
Dreamcast game.
I don't know if you guys saw this on Reddit when Durant Fan was listing all the games that were on sale. He actually said, "Side note: I never even been able to figure out how to access the VR mode in Tohu Kabuto." Meanwhile, I have, and it's
impressive.
still trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so like I said,
so-
it's like a Dreamcast game. It plays and looks exactly like a fucking Dreamcast game,
I mean,
but not even as
like
good as
Power
a good
Stone is
Dreamcast
so much
Like a
better. So
bad-
many good
no,
ones.
No, it's like I'm saying it's like a bad Dreamcast game. But
Okay.
it feels like a Dreamcast
Spencer,
game.
Spencer says Microsoft Paint is better than Photoshop. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with that.
More
I used Microsoft
creative.
Paint up until like 2 years ago, and no, I've used Photoshop for like 2 years, and it's amazing. Trackmania Turbo for $9.99. This game was free at one
I
point.
don't know. Yeah, it was free.
Game
So
is not even like full. It's not always in first person. My biggest gripe with this game is that well, no, let me just say my biggest gripe with this game is that the tracks are really short and just
they
not-
are. Yeah.
and-
Well, so I think that's a Trackmania thing because it's supposed to be these little quick courses that are really challenging, and you do one, you go to the next, do one, go to the next. It's not like a normal racing game, but a huge draw of Trackmania is custom levels and all this shit online, and there's none of that. It's like a little section of the flat game without any custom stuff. So there are some fun moments, but I would say you can probably skip it.
There's There's actually, quite a bit of tracks. I think these are the kind of tracks they want you to replay over and over and over to get like the 3 stars or whatever the rating system is
which can be really tough. I mean, some
Yeah.
of them are certainly challenging to get the gold on.
Yeah, this one I always go back and forth on. I feel like every other time this is on sale, I say yes, and every other time it's on sale, I say no. So I'm just going to give it right down the middle and be like, if you need a racing game and you've already played the other ones, this might give you that cool sense of speed you're looking for. It's decent, nothing crazy.
If you're more into the so if you guys have played Trials, the bike game,
Yeah.
this is more like Trials than a typical racing game. You're not racing anybody else. It's just like one really tough challenge that you try to get the best time on to get a medal. That's kind of how it works.
Tumble VR for $4.99.
And everybody told me this game was good, and like, oh, you missed Tumble, you should go back and buy it when it's on sale. I was bored out of my fucking mind playing Tumble. I'll be honest.
It gets boring really fast.
Yeah, I didn't like it too much. I'm gonna do a thumbs down on that one.
How much is it?
$4.99.
$5. Oh yeah, no, I'm the guy that told you to get this. It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dead wrong, guys. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
You waste $5.
It's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like a way more advanced Jenga where you have to like stack all these things up and make
I'd
make the
rather-
tower stand and
Listen,
not
if
fall
somebody
over.
was- Brian,
I'd
if
rather
somebody on the
play-
street was trying to sell me something for $5 and they said, "Oh, it's like a really advanced Jenga," I'd be like, "Nah, dude, keep your shit. I don't want to."
You know what? You know what?
For $5.
There's somebody out
there's
there
like-
that's like, "Ooh, advanced Jenga, I'm down."
No,
Yeah,
there's
that's you.
there's
I'm
way
sitting right in front of
better.
the guy. He's right there. It's-
Advanced Jenga. This isn't even Advanced Jenga. Advanced Jenga is made in Dreams, and it is 10 times better than.
Oh, I played the Jenga in Dreams where there's that creepy monster, the god staring at you and stuff. That was
creepy monster, Brian.
The deer god.
It's got creepy monster deer god, Brian.
What's the next game on the list?
Until Dawn, Rush of Blood for $704. You should have had this. This is the reason I bought a PSVR. Yeah, this is. I'm just gonna say yes. If you haven't bought this game, like, shame on you.
I mean, this is still after 4 years on our top 10 almost every time. Like, this game is solid.
Shame.
It does not get any worse. It just gets better, like a fine wine.
I take it personal. Tell me you don't have this game. I'll find you.
I will fight you in the chat. I will hunt you down if you don't have this game.
I will hunt you down and give you my copy.
Figure out your address.
3 thumbs up. Until Dawn, Rush of Blood.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you guys know.
Weeping Doll for $3.99. PS Plus $2.99.
No, I don't like it.
I don't know if I have this game or not. I think I actually have it, but I've never played it.
I don't know how I don't have a trailer
Isn't this the one with the weird stealth segments that suck ass and stuff? Like, no, which one is that?
I don't know.
This is another like bad escape room kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bad escape room. I have a soft spot for this game, but it's like I feel like I can't recommend it to anybody. But for $3 with Plus, I'm like, it's blurry as hell. But then it's weird because you get real close up to things, and it's like, oh wow, this looks really good close up. But then you look at the room, and it's like there's so much detail in the room, but it's all just a big blur. And you could definitely get through this thing in like an hour. So like I got to say no, but also know that like I kind of enjoyed it. But I can't. I'd feel awful if I recommended it to somebody and they played it and they were like, "What the fuck were you thinking?"
Now I want to say real quick to go back very briefly to Trackmania. Elvert of all people is saying, "Oh, Dave, you're trying to make me buy this with that Trials reference." If there was ever a game made for people like Elvert, it is Trackmania. Like the speed runs, getting that best time, being as fast as you can. Like this is totally. If you're him, buy it.
I told Elvert to get it and then come back and tell me I was right and you guys were wrong.
He won't.
Red Rover, send Joe Grover right over. The effing Game Cat with the $30 donation says, "Oh, finally made it." Sirens on my end. Did I miss anything? Does PlayStation 5 replace PlayStation 4 Pro, or should I buy PS5 and not get rid of the Pro yet? Just quick bullet points if you got the time. Sorry for being late and asking old questions. Love you guys. We love you too, Joe. Real quick,
thank you, Joe.
You can get rid of your Pro.
Cheers, Joe.
PlayStation 5 is a fantastic replacement to your Pro and even bumps everything up a bit. That is my bullet point.
Certain things we didn't expect, like the Dreams experience, kicked ass, and the stuff that we didn't know for sure was going to be better, is better. So surprises abound. And yeah, if you got the opportunity, if you got a pre-order, you got the money, pick it up. It's a good thing.
It'll be like more stuff over time will make it worth it.
This one's for Joe.
I thought these were going to be the only games that came out for it, man. I thought the launch lineup was it. PlayStation.
It'd be nice when that PS2 drops. You'll already have a PS5 as well. The final game on sale.
Thank you, Joe.
I love this phrase.
Omega Collection for $9.99. This game looks stunning. Mm-hmm. It's a top 25 game. This game's amazing. It's better in VR than it was flat screen, and it's been around for 25 years. Every time you go into this game, it's
breathtaking.
It is. It is breathtaking.
Wipeout. We always talk about how Astrobot is like the most beautiful, gorgeous, crisp game on the system, right? But Wipeout is in the running because at the speed that it runs and like the fast-paced nature of it, it holds up so well. It runs smooth as butter, and it's so gorgeous. And you don't get motion sick, oddly enough, even though you're doing these 0G loops and flying, speed of light and shit. Like it's pretty solid. Must-have game for sure. And it's 3 games in one with multiplayer. Like, gotta have it.
Yeah, there's so many options too for comfort. It's like you really got to get in there and kind of explore and figure out how to turn everything off. Like turn off all of the comfort settings so you can really see out of your peripheral outside the ship. There's a setting where where when you're sitting in your ship before the race even starts, like it just kind of does this because these are hovercrafts. They're flying over a road, and so and you feel that before the race starts, you actually feel this hover motion, and then of course going over the. There's modes where your ship will turn, but your perspective will stay stationary, and that'll keep you from getting sick. But man, if you don't suffer from motion sickness, you want to turn with your ship because it feels like you're on a fucking roller coaster the whole time. It is amazing. Yeah. $10. Definitely thumbs up.
Three thumbs up.
10 out of 10, $10 game. Must have.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Guys, that is it.
That's it. We did it.
We did it.
Holy crap. I can't
Right
believe
on
it.
time.
Nice. Well, thank you so much. Oh, Jay Meow for the $1 donation.
He's got a unicorn on there.
Give us a unicorn. Thanks, man.
He gives a unicorn.
Right. Really appreciate the unicorn.
So I'm going to get some. Here's the plan, Brian and Dave. I'm going to get something to eat. But then I'm gonna stream some. I haven't eaten today, and then I'm gonna stream some dreams, and then I'm gonna stream Astrobot rescue missions. That's what's going down tonight.
Oh, very cool.
It is just things are just getting started.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I am going to have some alone time with my PS5 because I haven't yet today tried anything. I think I'm going to do some Miles Morales. It's finally installed. Funny enough, when I signed up on my app with the thing, it now sends me notifications when a PS5 game is installed. It's like, oh, it's ready to play.
Right, it's kind of nice. I do like the new app.
Yeah, it's very cool. So I'm excited for that. And
that kid.
This felt like a very long Gamescast to me, just because it's the PS5 is like staring at me.
Yeah.
Well, it's staring at me too. It's been staring at me the whole time. It's like, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave, I know you're there. So.
Well, let's get back to our PlayStation 5s. Darth Vader with the $2 donation says, I still haven't beaten Astrobot. What are you doing with yourself, man? That game just keeps getting better and better as you go. Make sure you go and play that. He said, wait, do you think he means...
So here's what he means. I'll tell you. I know what he means for sure, because I was in the voice chat on our Discord, which if you haven't signed up for, a little bit of housekeeping at the end of the show, link in the description. We hang out there 24/7. Everybody was in the voice chat streaming Astrobot because Gilman had never played it before. Vader had never finished it, and I think a couple other people were sort of fresh to Astrobot, and on sale for $10. It's like, I think somebody in our Discord just bought them copies of it because it's so cheap.
Wow.
I want to say maybe Rypop. He's a really nice guy,
Sure.
Yeah, they were just hanging out streaming Astrobot there last night, which is really fun.
Okay, so he's talking about the official Astrobot rescue mission.
Yes, for
get
real.
back to it, man, and play it. If you haven't played it, make sure you pick it up on the sale. Great game, guys. Listen, make sure you subscribe to Dave at Dave Station VR. Subscribe to AJ, PlayStation VR Underground, or PSVR Underground as they call it. He's gonna be doing a lot of streaming out later tonight. So if you want to see more PlayStation 5 impressions, you're gonna have to go over to his channel to do it. I'm gonna be working on some videos behind the scenes, but maybe some edited things, and then maybe I'll get to streaming tomorrow. But yeah, so for more updated PlayStation 5 PSVR impressions, subscribe to AJ tonight. Dave, I'm sure we'll be doing something at some point. Subscribe to him. Thank you to all the moderators keeping this channel running and nice and smooth, making our lives easier so we can focus on doing the show and not focus on moderating the comments. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
As Dave already said, make sure you join our Discord. I know there's something else that I'm forgetting.
Perfected Insanity called you Brain instead of Brian, and I like that.
It's all right, that works.
You're the
Dude,
brains behind the operation.
That is the number one misspelling of my name. I see it constantly. Number one. I don't mind being a brave.
Like AJ, I'm the shit out of this thing before I get back into it.
But of course, we want to thank everybody for hanging out. The most importantly, all the fucking Gamecasts that were in the chat, everybody that hung out, everybody that watched, everybody that commented, of course, everybody that donated. We really appreciate the support that you give the channel. We can't do this without you. I kid you not, 90% of my income and my ability to keep this channel running comes from the donations. Almost more than anything else.
The other 10% is him standing out on the street corner, trying to make ends meet.
Dude, I'll suck D for money. Whatever I gotta do. Right?
This is the end of a Gamescast, guys.
The channel's got to stay running, man. I got to do what we got to do. All right, listen.
You cat, man. We gotta get out of here.
Oh yeah.
Or did you have more? I thought you were done.
Yeah, I was gonna do what I always do and say goodbye. I also want to thank every single person who sat there and didn't say a goddamn word, because I used to be one of you. I never hit like on anything. I never commented on anything. I know you're out there, and we thank you so much. We love you all. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, AJ. My name is Brian. This was PSVR Gamescast Live, and we're out.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh, read those names, AJ. Who do we got in here?
Give me some names.
I would love to thank LOB Seahawks 12, PS5, DJ, the Pumpkin Patch Kid. Be better as DJ the Game Cat. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Hey man, hey, there's gotta be one Pumpkin Patch Kid out there. Okay, give Pumpkins his
David
Patch Kid.
David Moore with the $1.99 donation. Invaders playing too much Call of Duty. Sean B. Elverts, Bob Zarkoff, the Underground, Dave Station Game Cat, still one of the best games of all time.
Name ever.
Geisson, Fist Pump 2, Johnny Ripop, the Stray Cat, Just Incredible, Immoral Legacy, Jay Meow, thanks so much. Perfected Insanity. Let me scroll up a little bit. Dan Keeper, thanks so much, man. Trent Stanley.
Oh, wait, guys, one quick tip. A tip on the way out.
Already got it.
David Moore says Vader's playing too much Call of Duty.
Yep.
You do that so fast. Sorry.
Dark Wing Chuck, the Game Cat. Hashtag Game Cat, Sean Paul, and I love you all. Roy Schwartz.
Sean Paul.
SWFL_NK. The VR Grid. Everybody check out Ryan over at the VR Grid on YouTube. Good guy.
Find him on the
Elbert, Kyle Next, Braxton B. He says, I'll probably check out AJ's channel. Why not?
Yeah,
I know, man. What's the harm? What's the harm gonna do?
well.
free to subscribe, guys. It's free.
Death Lee. I can change that. I can change
Kind of. You can have.
Death Lee, the Game Cat. I'm sorry, Death Lee, the Death Cat. PSN. Death Lee, Game 6. Gabriel 004, the Game Cat. License of Meow. Chained Pillow. Brian.
Hey,
Chained Pillow 6.
I like it, man.
Chain gang.
Is he chained to my pillow? Because I'm totally down for that.
Remind me? Why does that
Brian, I feel like you already have several people chained to your pillow right now.
I saw that.
Listen, there's a reason the camera's only pointed in one direction.
Yeah, I mean,
Magic, the Game Cat.
Magic.
Now, Dave, I saw something pop up.
We got a $5 donation from Arland Theodori.
Oh, my former coworker.
There's not even a sticker or anything, but thank you, Arland. Thank you for working with Brian and not killing him, because we're glad he's here.
Oh, come on.
I'm sure he drove you crazy.
If anybody, dude, you haven't met Arland. If anyone's going to drive anyone crazy,
Oh, Arland.
Arland is the only person I know that got not into not one fist fight at work, but two.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
impressive.
You got to stand up for what you believe in.
I don't feel like the managers probably saw it that way.
Thanks for the donation, Arland. All right, you guys. This was PSVR Gamescast. This was our launch day impressions of the PlayStation 5. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night, everybody. We love you all. Meow, meow, meow.
Yeah, meow, meow.